Well, we live right now.
I was waiting for Johnny.
Everybody looking at him.
Johnny was over there eating
everybody
too. That's the pro.
I thought we were gonna kick it off into the meme, but nah. Hey, welcome back. Season 4 of D2B Fair Show.
Yes, sir.
I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. Season 4.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
In the 4.
I say, what you got for us, Tone? We'll go ahead and kick it off with a meme.
Oh man, who we starting off with? We got to rock paper scissors.
All right. Let's get to it.
Johnny, you might as well not even go.
Watch this. New season, new Johnny.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Rock paper.
Get your ass out of here.
No, it's a draw.
It's a draw. Look, it's too high.
Here we go. Rock paper. Get him up out of there.
Get out of here, you buns.
All right, you ready? Rock paper scissors. All right.
I'm like that. Don't worry about it. Hall of Fame world champion. Talking about.
All right, let's see what real got.
Can't be how we starting the new season though.
Gotta be how we starting it off. That was perfect. That was a perfect start off right there. Talking about.
Oh man, look like we got some additions up here. Let me see. All right, what you starting off with, real?
Where we at? Let me see where we at. You can just pick one. I made sure to not seeing too many.
I'm just gonna pick your latest one.
All right.
How long have y'all been together?
We've been together for what? Since 2003, really, but we've been married for 15 years.
Good. Do y'all trust each other 100%?
Yeah.
Maybe we test that theory.
Please.
Maybe.
Swap phones.
Huh?
Swap phones. Fine with that?
I gotta go get some stuff after the thing. I gotta get
Okay, let's go to Snapchat.
I don't have Snapchat.
No, got the message, Messenger.
I don't have any.
You don't have any, so.
Messages. Oh, we gotta go to her phone. You got Snapchat?
Yes, you got Snapchat.
Can we go to your phone?
For what?
It's for the interview.
Come on, do you want to do the thing or not? Do you not want to play the game?
I gotta go.
Do you don't want to play the game?
What's the game? Tell me what the game is.
You gotta check your phone, see if you faithful.
What?
We are like 40 years old.
That's exactly what she don't want to do. You see what's going on right now?
She acting weird?
Huh? She's acting really weird right now.
Because he don't have no social media. So that's why it's so exciting.
Nah, he gonna use everything that he can show you. And you have something like
Right.
y'all both have something y'all can show each other. He got messages, he don't got social media. You got social media, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Oh, this is like really weird.
That's weird because you don't want to show me, right? Exactly, right?
Okay, so you want to do this?
are you hiding
Let's not do something. No.
How long have y'all been together?
That
We've been together
background
for
music
what?
is crazy.
2003.
Crazy, like.
Well, it's just the background to that.
That
record.
was
I mean that meme, but
I
go
was
ahead.
sitting there looking like was something else.
Tone
playing.
thought he messed up. Tone was like, I know I ain't got nothing else.
Oh, that's why you moving stuff around.
That was their terrible background music. I don't know what the fuck was that.
I thought something else was playing. I'm like, am I missing something?
Tone was like, ah, shit. That's how bad that shit was. But yeah, those interviews do be crazy. I'll be watching some of them, but you gotta, you gonna get up on that camera, you gonna.
That like okay, so
You gotta go.
What do you do if your old lady reacts like that to it?
Oh, it's gonna be more conversations for sure. That's like might be the beginning of the end because it's like you're hiding something clearly.
You're hiding a child.
And what are you hiding?
It took like this interviewer to bring it to light, but it's obviously an issue. Like that's an issue, and I guess to me that's why I don't necessarily like those interviews because it's like you're going out and like just stirring the pot. Like I mean, it might be
But see, my thing is that does bro deserve to know though?
Absolutely. At that point.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's necessary because if you're not, and we in a current state where like people feel like we in a relationship and then I got personal business on my phone that you shouldn't see, and you can have the same.
But here's my thing. If bro wasn't doing nothing about it before that interviewer said something, then
he thought it was sweet.
But my thing is that there's obviously issues with the relationship, like before the interviewer came to him, and bro probably should have been.
Why is that obvious? I don't get it. Because
she's obviously cheating. Like if she's cheating, like there's something amiss with the relationship. Like or there's obviously
sound like he thought it was sweet. Because if you listen to how he responded when bro said, "Can we test that theory or do y'all trust each other?" Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, he was the do y'all trust each other? When he said, yeah, he was answered first with. And he was like real, you know what I mean? He was confident
Yeah, but he's obviously oblivious to a lot of shit. That's all I'm saying. He should open it. He's like the signs of her cheating was probably there before the interviewer asked. He just didn't.
So hold on, go ahead, Q. Then I got a follow-up question to this.
Gotcha. I guess I don't know. I guess the conversation that I get out of it is I'll ask y'all this. Drop of a dime. Are you willing or are you ready to swap phones with your lady?
Yeah.
And y'all single fellas over here, would y'all be willing at the drop of a dime if you was in a relationship to swap phones with your lady?
Yeah.
Right now,
come on.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it.
Here you go.
Let me explain it.
Explain
it. Right now, no, and that's why I'm not in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to the point that I was like, "Oh, I can swap phones,"
hey, he did preface the question if you was in a relationship. Though.
Yeah, so like, if I got in a relationship, yes, I'd swap phones because I wouldn't be in a relationship.
So I asked this: in any of your previous relationships, at a drop of a dime, would it been good for you to swap phones?
Absolutely not.
I've definitely had to
So you said
absolutely not.
Oh, so what you saying is that y'all gonna become new niggas inside this new relationship? That y'all thinking that y'all gonna have.
You said past relationships.
You said
that depends on what age.
Yeah. And you know the funny
you're supposed to grow up at some point.
Hey, here it is right here. This is the same thing that we'll be talking about. Like when they meet a good man, then they'll be able to be submissive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same. Y'all niggas think you gonna flip a switch and just be able to be a good. That ain't how it work, bro.
It ain't about flipping a switch.
That ain't how it work.
It's about personal growth and maturity.
Oh,
so from every relationship now until forever, at the drop of a dime, you good on it.
Moving forward, yeah. Like I mean, and even like like I'm not trying to like be the same nigga I was when I was 23, when I was 24.
What about 28, Johnny?
28 Johnny
Spicy?
needed a little.
What about 31, Johnny? He was still spicy?
Nah. Once I hit the 30s, I'm chill. I'm pulled back a little bit.
A little bit.
It's a process. It's a process.
Hey, what is he? He was a victim.
He was a victim.
It's a process. So like, I mean,
you still figuring it out.
I'm still, pulling on that motherfucker. It's moving, but and that's all I'm saying. But like in the past, nah, that would have been just like, "Oh, girl, I got to go." What y'all say?
She got to go. I got something to do. All of a sudden, you got something to do.
In the past, that would have been me, and I see where it gets you. And so, hey,
yeah, I guess I'll say previous, probably. Well, I say my last maybe 2-3. I've been good. Before that phone was, and I was horrible too, because I got caught multiple times. And the thing is, as guys, there's so many easy cheat codes that we can do that we don't do. Like just delete the message. It'd be so easy to do that, right?
Facts.
Delete the Instagram whatever the thing is. And I was turned up. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep right beside her.
Why you ain't got a lock on your phone though?
Well, this was like years previous, and then all right, not even years previous. Your lady gonna find out your password. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's
possibly.
That's all like they gonna find out.
It just is what it is. She gonna find out.
That's why they murdered the game with the thumbprint joint and the iris joint.
That's why I ain't want
to because it made niggas not have to keep tapping in this because they gonna find when you had to draw it, they was gonna find it.
Mm.
And if you had to do this,
hey,
and the reality is that
if why you sleep?
Well, don't sleep too hard. And the reality is, the longer your password was, the more likely you was probably cheating. Let's be honest. A nigga with a 15 word
15 digit job. 015783785.
Yeah, you probably would. But now, drop of a dime,
I remember back in the day, I knew a relationship was over once I saw the password. Like she had switched that shit. It was some long. It was back when they had the Android and you could do the thing. So I saw the shit. I was like, oh shit, she hiding shit now. This is. I was like, this shit about dead.
So let's see what else I got up there. Go to another. Let me just get one more, and we'll move on.
Hey, chat. Let us know how y'all feel about it. Comment.
Sure.
Let's talk.
Would you be willing
at the drop of a dime?
Exactly. Give up that phone and go through them social media DMs.
It's been a meme going around about this.
And here's another thing: if you with your lady and you see the motherfucker with the microphone come up, y'all
burn out. If you know that you guilty, you might start burning out.
Something. Don't the microphone niggas be out there.
Well, I don't know.
coming for
See
head.
that's just testing itself because I feel like the first person to be like, nah, I ain't got time for that.
Nah,
You're
but
gonna have to have a conversation in the car.
But that's easier though. It's easier, man. I don't feel like doing all that phone. You know what I mean? Get that
he
camera out
gonna
my-
put us on
you
camera.
just go ahead and move
He gonna
past
put
that.
us on camera.
Yeah, I don't
YouTube.
feel
We
like
ain't
all
tryna-
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you don't wait till it
Come on,
start
man.
and then try to.
That's when you use I'm 40. That's when you use I'm 40. You
Before-
don't use I'm 40 on the back end.
in
You
the
gotta,
middle
that's-
of the shit.
Yeah.
Well, my
you
question
gotta
is-
use that up front.
If your old lady say that, and you like, hey, do y'all feel comfortable talking about if
that's
you're
rough.
cheating on camera? He said, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, it's about dead. It's
Okay,
about
so the
dead. Like
exit-
you said, that's the
The
beginning
exit
of the
plan is
end.
only for niggas.
Oh,
I
we got a
guess so,
good
bro.
comment here.
Listen.
Tim said most men that are in a relationship will say yes, but women will say no because for a man to settle down, he got to be dead serious unless he's a bow weaver. But women, but women know they got you when you get down on one knee, and they know he is all in and blinded.
Unc turned up.
I don't know. Hey, I know some dudes, them older dudes that's married too, that's still out here. You know what I mean? Ain't
Habitual.
figured it out yet, bro.
Habitual nonsense.
Like it's crazy because it get to a point to where it's a part of your character. Like you know what I mean? You've been doing it your whole life, and now it's just something.
Well, that's
that
what I
is
see because
of you.
I work with a cat like that, and like bro feel like because I heard him say something like bro want to be so cool for like the younger cats that he just always I'm hollering at her, I'm hollering at her.
Yeah.
And like we be like, bro, what about your lady at home? And like, bro, we don't care about what you do out here. What about your lady? And like, bro was finally he was like, well, and he started talking about his wife. You could tell he was even uncomfortable, even like around the fellas, even discussing like him being in love and being with a lady. He would because it's not like the cool thing to talk about. So you could even tell bro was like, my wife's beautiful. Like he sighed before he gave her a compliment. I was like, damn, bro, that's your lady.
Yeah. That's one of those when we was talking about like the toxic part. That's like one of those things I think that the toxic masculinity actually means, not a lot of that other stuff that they be talking about.
Men who hit that tone. Yeah. Men who cheat and are married get what they deserve. Hey, how y'all feel about that?
No, that's facts.
Hey, I don't know, bro.
Hey, that's a hard ass.
No,
that's a good.
Going.
That's a good
conversation. I ain't going. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly.
If a man cheats,
I ain't mad at it.
If you cheat, bro,
I probably
my thing
agree.
is, see, this is what.
What do you think he deserves if he cheats?
Hold on, listen. Let me see. The thing is,
he deserved the world. He deserved them dishes washed. That's what he's saying.
No, what I'm saying is,
him,
when you cheat, what you have risk. Your risk is everything. Right. You can the whole crib, the kids, the custody battle, all of this shit. You can lose damn near everything that you've been working your entire life for.
Right, then don't do it.
No. I get that. But what I'm saying, y'all also have to look at, and I'm not an advocate for cheating. I'm also not an advocate for marriage. But I've been married for a long time. And so what I'm saying is the risk factor, and then also you got to think about for the rest of your life. You talking about you would never be with another woman from 33 to the average life expectancy for a man, 72? Okay. So you got damn near 40 to go.
Okay.
So you can't say the thing is that for you to think that there's not a chance that you could make the mistake and end up doing
but if
you're not 40 years,
if you're not ignorant to like the consequences, then you're making the choice. To me, like if you understand that, like there's also this thing where you just get divorced.
No,
like if your need for
do you understand what I'm saying, bro? It's just the idea of like just thinking that
you don't understand it even.
Oh yeah, he trying to get me to bail him out.
No, I don't need you to bail me out because any person that has been married for an extended period of time, and then when you think about it, be like, okay, so this is the rest of my life, and I'm okay with it myself. But I can understand the mentality of a man that would that could make that mistake and lose everything, and is cheating as the consequence of cheating, an acceptable consequence of cheating, losing the house that you done worked your whole life to get, you know what I mean? I can understand the family dynamic. You lose your wife. She's more than likely going to get custody of the kids and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is that everything that you done work for and build, you lose all of that. Let's just say you in a traditional situation. She get the car because the car is you paying for it. Then you talking about alimony on top of that for the X amount of years that you paying for.
I mean,
that's a hell of a goddamn consequence.
Well, I mean, the reality also is that most divorces is all right. Let's get away from let's start this. Hold on. Let me So let's start this at like regular people. So regular people aren't paying out alimony. Alimony is not like this big thing that really happens.
Yeah,
what you're likely doing is that if you have kids, there is the child support thing. So think twice about it. If y'all have a house, in which, I mean, again, most niggas in today's time aren't getting married and having a house. Like that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, bro, I mean,
if we're talking about new marriages, but if we're saying again, like you have the option of I don't know. You can inform me on this. If you cheat, that means that y'all have to split the house, or that person gets the house.
So it's
in North Carolina,
it's an argument that can be made for it.
Hey,
so it's not.
Let me make I think a distinction of what I think where you're talking and where we're coming from is I think you're speaking more on the traditional side. It's like a traditional man who's actually holding down that traditional role cheats. It may not be worth losing versus in a modern relationship. It's probably not going to be like a modern relationship. You're probably not going to lose as much.
That's true too.
As a traditional man,
but I mean, also
as a traditional man would in cheating. So, like if a modern man cheats, you might have to break up with your late.
But I mean, it's also you end up selling the house and splitting it. Which I mean, at the end of the day, selling in a house and splitting it is the best case scenario.
But that sounds more worth it than like if you're a traditional man and you put this woman up and you did it, and then you cheat one time, and then she gets to get like all the way half of the shit that she did. I understand where you're coming from a traditional mindset, but from a modern mindset.
But hold on, let's pause this real quick. This was a conversation that I did here, and I think it fits into this. In that scenario, does like hypothetically, does a traditional woman deserve half?
And see that was actually me and my old head talked about that recently.
Depending on how you value shit.
Yeah, if you have the tenure, if y'all have that 10-year relationship and you've been doing that, then I ain't saying that she doesn't deserve it. I think that if she's been a traditional wife as well, even in the traditional
like what
sense,
value do you put on raising your kids?
Yeah, she deserves half. I believe at a certain point she deserves half.
The diet for the entire family.
Even in traditional, it's like when you get past 10, and you've pretty much,
bro, if you raising them kids,
yeah, but I mean, sometimes the kids aren't even. You don't even have kids sometimes.
Oh no, of course. So but like, I'm speaking specifically like in a traditional relationship.
That's a rough one.
It's rare that traditional relationships don't got kids.
And then also something that guys don't know is that usually when you lose the house for real, when you just have to give it up, it's because you left. We usually leave the house, and then you leaving the house means you left her the house, and that's how they look at it. So just some, FYI for y'all niggas that don't leave the crib unless you want to give it up.
Oh, I've been giving. I've been actually telling all like I've been giving that advice out.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, don't leave the house and like.
Or don't leave nothing in there that you don't plan on letting her have. Like, don't leave if you got a safe. Take the bread out the set because that's all you pretty much giving that away.
Y'all hear that? Don't leave the house. Could you go to the last comment and then we can get to another meme?
He said, "Man,
damn, think about this."
Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Wait, hey, time out. That was good. Hey,
wait, is this getting into your question? Your topic though?
Yeah, let's we're
gonna wait on it.
We can pump the brakes because we may come back and revisit that. But hey, keep that energy.
Yeah,
keep that energy.
Tell me you can read that for us.
He said marriage is a man handing his Johnson and money to a woman and the government if he cheat. Because when you get married, your sex life is controlled by your wife.
That's true too. That's true.
He said when you get married, your what?
Your Johnson and your bread.
Sex life is controlled by the wife.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And vice versa though, right?
Let's leave that alone.
We're gonna leave that alone.
Let's leave that alone. Yeah.
Hey, listen, this season 4. We turn.
Yeah, we turn.
We can leave that alone.
Hey, again, chat. We're about to move to the next one. Let us know how y'all feeling.
Hey, what you got next, bro?
That was only the one.
You can just pick one. Like I say, I don't see a lot of.
I'm just clicking.
Oh yeah, this is a decent.
Matter of fact, let me start that over.
This is a decent one.
Never no time.
I'm gonna start that over.
That's my son. That's my only son.
At some point, he got to go.
Never no time.
I mean, at some point,
never no time. Never no time.
Well, talent, Christian.
No, you talking about you grown and you gotta go somewhere. I told him, you understand, you ain't going no damn where. You go when you get ready.
Man, I just feel at some point you need to make your own way. That's what I be want to walk through the house naked sometime, and there you go. So I mean, what?
No, if anything, you can go, not him. How about that?
I want to pay all the fucking bills in here. You don't tell me where I can go.
The thing is, like, why do I gotta? This is my mama's house. Like, why do I gotta leave my mama's house?
Period.
Man, you damn near 40 years old. Damn near it's time to go. I mean, at what point?
I'm 29 now.
Boy, that's pretty 10
But
years
you know what?
away.
When I met you, you was living with your mama.
Man, please.
You
I
was
was
living
in
with
and
your,
out. Come
you
on,
was
man.
living with your mama.
I was
Now you
only
gonna tell
22
me.
years old.
Now you gonna tell me because he 29.
I ain't getting up. I'm not getting up.
Man,
I'm
he got to go.
I'm not going nowhere.
He has to
Mama
go.
house,
Well,
And you ain't gotta go nowhere.
You know what? Damn, they ain't gonna pay no bills either. Damn it. Now, how you feel about that? You don't want him to go? I won't pay the bills.
You
But
gonna continue to pay
he
the
got to
bills.
go, though, man. It's too much. See, we arguing and stuff about stuff.
Because, at the end of the day, all y'all do is tell me to help. I ain't saying nothing. Like,
Man, you a grown ass man. You supposed to know man, garbage overfill. You supposed to know to take that outside. Come on, man.
That's my son. That's my only son.
And some.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of different opinions,
it's
but
a
I
lot.
guess where do you want to start the conversation at?
Oh no, I love to start it wherever y'all want to
Well, no,
start because it
it's
sounds
a
like
reason-
I
it's a
hope
reason
that
you
somebody
put
got
that
some
in there.
defense for bruh.
Well, all
Go
right.
ahead.
So I guess there's a bunch of different things to kind of break down.
Mhm.
I think to start, I guess maybe I'll go from where it started. I mean, not where it ended at and go backwards. Obviously, he sounds like he's 29. If you're living in any space, you should, especially if you're not like paying anything, but even when you are, there is a shared responsibility to like general things that you should do.
Mhm.
So it sounds like he's talking about like he's not doing anything at all in general. And I think that that's wrong on that guy's behalf. I think that
Facts.
there is now when we get into like the stepdad and the stepmom's conversation, I think it's a really interesting dynamic, and I'm pushing back on like him in that conversation, specifically in this idea of like breaking the generational curses that we have inside the Black community. That's like pretty much
No,
late
I'm
teen-
not going.
and that's cool, and you can like fully explain your piece, but of that whole, you know what I mean, kick your kid out at 18 because of
He's
like
29 though.
oh, and
That's 10 more years.
okay, and that's
Damn.
cool,
All right, go ahead.
and all that's cool. But like I know from firsthand experience, like I've had a brother kicked out at 18
Mhm.
and end up in jail for 5-6 years because of having to literally fend for himself. And I think that with the right structure and the right means, I don't believe in abandoning your kid.
Mhm.
Should there be some structure? Should he be pitching in? Sure. Should there be a plan for him to leave? Sure. It doesn't sound like they set that up, and that's kind of like I put that on the fault of all of them. But in general, like I have to hear more of the backstory to just be like, cuz got to get the fuck out. I think that again, yeah, I don't believe inside that old generational curse because I've seen it, not even with just like my people, but with like multiple people. And the reality is that all other cultures don't do that shit. This is a Black thing, and that's the sad part about it. Like you, like all them goddamn Kardashians. If we're being real, and this is like a far reach of an example. They all live in the same fucking house to this day. Like they got like a big ass complex. You go and look at like them people in the country. They got land. They pretty much got a big plot of land, and they all got like different little spots.
That's
in
the
space.
reason you buy a big ass house,
Right?
But
And then you
also-
have multi-generational houses that
you buy
exist
the
as
big
well.
house.
But go like I said, I think that's a Black generational curse that I don't know where the fuck we got it, but I don't agree. Real.
Okay, so bro
So.
was 29. Bro was 29. So you was talking about 18, and I 100% agree that kicking your kids because you at 18, you're still a child. You don't know nothing at 18. Around that mid-20s area is when you know things should start kind of clicking. And then at what point? First off, it's totally disrespectful for you as a grown man at 30 years old to be waiting for somebody to ask you to help. Then bro, he needs to get the fuck out. Then on top of that, Then the stepdad is the one paying the bills, all of the bills in the crib. Then you ain't taking out no trash. Ain't you know what I mean? I'm imagining if you ain't taking out trash, you damn sure ain't cutting no grass. You ain't doing anything. You in your rooms playing video games. That it is a generational curse that needs to be broken at 18, but at 29, this man is being this is the utmost disrespectful, and his mother should be ashamed of herself for hindering his growth that much. Because at 29, you're way too late to be trying to figure out what the bills and all this stuff, these adulting. You're starting off trying to learn it way too late. Way too late. She literally is doing a disservice to this man by letting him stay as long as she's let him stay. There's a point of being starting to figure it out that has to happen. I do agree at 18, you don't know anything.
But see, okay, and here's my thing. When it comes to like, if we talk about generational wealth and like when it comes to Black people and how we relate to our understanding of generational wealth, white people don't really have that problem because like if you buy the big ass house to be able to for the family and for it to stay in the family. So if you kicking your son out and teaching them like how is that beneficial?
You know, I've actually seen it, right? So
like the family business, and like you buy this man, say you buy $1 million house.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they ain't $1 million house or anything close to it, but go ahead.
But exactly, and I guess that's the issue, is because like the idea of kicking your kid out and him learning it's a survival mindset. It comes from, we don't want to continue to provide for this person at this age because it's fucking hard to provide for this person.
The thing
if
is
you're
that
coming from like substance, if you're not a scarcity mindset, it's like stay as long as you need. And I do have another issue, and I'll say this: the step parent aspect of it. That's where we got. I think that makes it tougher to have that generational wealth mindset, because it's like you end up passing down your wealth to.
Yeah, that was one of the other little dynamics in it.
That's one of the comments
to your. So as a guy, you have to be careful of marrying. If you're looking to build with somebody and she has a child and y'all don't have any other kids of your own.
So you're telling me, bro, either one of y'all
it's
are
tough
telling
to
me
pass that down to somebody that's not your blood.
And just I'm gonna make two things.
But he
I'm gonna ask a question as well. I'm gonna ask a question.
That's the interesting thing.
And that makes it weird.
Did she pay for it? Like she owns the house?
It sounds like he owns the house, but he pays the bills. That's what it said. That's what.
Yeah, we don't know that part because it sounds like he's the breadwinner and he's paying all the bills, so it sounds like it's his house.
No, it's her house.
They kept saying that this is my mama's house.
Yeah.
And then, but he was saying he pays the bill.
Yeah. So, but so I've seen the actual, what you talking about, like the generational wealth, what it looks like. So essentially, I have an aunt, right, and they just bought it's a mansion, right? It's a mansion, and so what it is that it's they're pretty much the whole family. So it's I don't want to get too in detail, but essentially they bought a house where you got 2 kitchens. You know what I mean? So you pretty much, if you have 2 kitchens, you understand it's like a west wing and an east wing, like it's a house, and just a big ass house. And so they've come together. They're all working, and they, you know what I mean, they do the home living part together. So now that makes sense. But also what they did was they all left the house, and then together they came together to do this. And so they've established themselves outside of the pacifier, or the titty, as old head call it. Okay. And then they then came back and made this decision together to create to build this. So at the end of the day, bro needs to get the fuck out.
No, he needs to contribute.
29 years old, bro.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Johnny. I think that it's more about like the idea of
he can get out, but like when mama died, what's gonna happen to the house? Old buddy gonna take it?
I mean, if it's her house,
I ain't even worry about that.
As a parent, I like, or if we talking about generational wealth, would you want your spouse to take half of your shit, or would you want to pass it down to
so let me ask you this. So what benefit is it for you to pass down something to somebody that don't know nothing about it?
Well, that sounds like a parenting problem.
What good is that?
To me, most of this sounds like a parenting problem.
No, I agree 100%. But we're talking about just this scenario. We're talking about this scenario.
We ain't talking about
right. No, I agree. It still sounds like a parenting problem.
Right. Agreed.
Where, again, there should be structures already set in place. With again this 29-year-old kid that's
He's not a kid, bro. That's a grown ass.
Well, I
man.
mean, to me, he's
a grown ass man, bro. I'm not getting
he's still a kid though.
No,
Oh, okay.
he's a grown ass man,
All
bro.
right, cool.
Nigga's 30, bro.
Let me actually like finish out my statement.
My bad.
My point is that given the scenario of what they're saying, he's a dependent, which makes him a kid, and that's what I mean by this 29-year-old kid. But it sounds like that there's some arrested development, there's some babying, there's different shit that should have happened. I think that every case is like case by case basis, but it sounds like there's a lot of parenting between 18 and 29 that went awry. Unless, again, like who knows, he might have just moved back in and he's getting himself together and like that whole scenario as well.
Nigga said, "I'm not leaving,"
and that again, that's cool. I specifically don't agree with that with his perspective on that.
I know,
but at the same time, like I just don't agree with the kicking the kid out. I think that there's parenting in which he needs to he just needs to eventually mature to get out. But like just kicking him out, to which like again, we don't know the scenario, but yeah, I just don't like I don't believe in putting him in like a full scarcity mindset in which your kid gonna fuck around and be dead, and then you're gonna be sad about that shit,
go to jail.
or gonna be in jail, and then you're gonna be sad about that shit.
I got two things. Be
a fucking parent.
I got two
parenting
things.
Like matter of fact, hold on,
at 30 is too late to begin.
No, that's cool, but is it too late to parent as well? So I'm gonna just draw back to what you said last week when I was like 18 years. I was talking about baby and like parent 18 years, but and it's much longer than that's the reality.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's levels to what we were watching and what I wasn't in a good mood, so I kind of let that conversation kind of go. I didn't really make it, push it further. But what I was saying is that at the end of the day, when the way that parenting continues is where, let's say that your kid is about to buy a house and they need a couple quarters to help for the down payment. They've gotten themselves in a situation to where they did the work. So that's an assist. That's an assist. So I believe that along your adulthood, you do assist your children as they continue to figure out this way.
I think it's way more than that.
But if your kid doesn't get to a spot where he needs the assist, whose fault is that?
If he doesn't need an assist?
No, if he gets to a point where he does, like if he gets to the point where he can't even, if your child's not successful and he's just out here in the world struggling, is that the kid's fault, or does that come back to the information and the parenting that he even had coming up?
And if I'm not mistaken, you do have a perspective that you stand on often, that you say that pretty much a parent a parent can mold their kid to exactly what you want them to be, or as close to what you want them to be.
No, I asked, do you think that can happen?
Hey.
I didn't stand on that.
I've heard you I've heard you say pretty much the statement of like we this is paraphrasing, but it usually is close to the idea of we act like there's this whole little like kids can go either way. A lot of it just comes down to parenting. That's what it kind of.
I do believe that a lot of it comes down to.
All right, then
sure.
So then that 29-year-old is your fault then.
No. I would agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with the parenting joint that you said. Well, go ahead, Johnny.
I got two things. One thing, and I think it's an important thing, is I don't think bro would have said that to his real daddy.
His real daddy probably would have been had him out of there.
Exactly.
That's just his real daddy would have had him out of there a long time ago.
I think that's unfortunate. Well, I think in the right way.
I think that's important when we're talking about this particular aspect.
That is important.
I think because if it's a mom and a dad and they're telling their kid, you need to get out, the kids probably would be more receptive versus it's my mama and some dude I don't really mess with, and I'm gonna leave my mama alone with it. I think if it was his real dad, he wouldn't have necessarily said that. Also, I think that's something you see with, if you look at, like, I ain't necessarily gonna say white people, but like rich people, like wealthy, affluent, like really wealthy people. A lot of them do have fuck ups as children.
They say what that
end up staying.
Fuck ups as children end up being the goddamn president.
And that's
they'll fuck over $1 whole $1 million multiple times.
Even like Fresh Prince. Think about like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All the motherfuckers was grown living at the house.
They was in college, wasn't
they? No, they was in high school.
No, Hillary was grown.
Oh, she was grown.
Living at the house. Yeah. Will was in college, living in the house.
Oh, I thought him and Carlton was in high school.
I think that was a college they was going to.
Well, they started but Hillary was grown.
Yeah,
Hillary was grown.
Hillary was grown living at the house.
Yeah.
Real, I guess you want. It sounds like you about to wrap it up. Then we can
Oh, yeah.
read down these.
Ironically
these
enough, I have a
comments.
meme that kind of goes into this. It kind of goes with this.
Gotcha. Let's read down the comments real quick.
Oh yeah, your mom said.
Just click them up there.
If they don't want to abide by the rules, then they should be escorted out.
Absolutely agreed.
I don't agree.
Yeah. You can't be grown in my house.
It
You
looked like
ain't grown in my house. If
go
you
to
in
the
my
other
house, you
two.
ain't grown.
You could be grown.
Oh my bad.
Gotta,
If they don't want
to, you gotta follow
if
the
they
rules.
don't abide by the rules,
Then they should be
You
escorted
I guess
out.
I do agree with that. Yes,
yeah.
If you don't follow the
You don't
rules,
respect the guy who paying the bills.
Just come
He's
on,
sitting
man.
there like you gonna look at him. Yeah, I'm not going nowhere. So I'm supposed to keep paying for your lights and your showers.
And then she said, "You gonna keep paying for it." What?
What?
see that's
Okay.
where it
I'm
would have
paying
been.
for the toilet tissue you wipe your tail with.
That's where it would have been an issue for me. I'd have walked out.
It sounded
right
like
there.
but it just seemed like it was
Y'all
so many
figure it
bad little scenarios and situations.
Oh yeah, that's
What's inside that
for
one
sure.
thing? I guess go to the other. It looked like it's two more.
Yeah, this
Could
is
you
the
just
one-
just
I
read
had
them
clicked
out?
on this one a second ago.
You did?
but,
Okay. What does it say?
The son don't work or pay any bills. He almost 30 years old. When is he gonna learn? At 29, people are married with mortgages.
That's
I'm sure.
not in today's time,
that's
but
when I got
like
mine.
traditionally that is what
I'm
it is.
sure he works though. He
Go
probably-
to the
Oh, yeah,
next one.
before that, he said, this is why it hurts a man to marry a woman with kids because he has no win. Because most women are
Mm.
gonna be with the child. But I know a dude who sides with the wife, even though the wife is dead wrong.
See, yeah, that's what it says. You gotta watch out.
And now that's where the conversation that
All
I
right,
think real.
You gotta watch
That's
out.
that thing.
I guess I won, right? So I mean, I get
You
to go
didn't
second.
win.
won
You
what?
lost.
Well,
What did
no.
you win?
Let's stop. It was definitely one loser. And that was
You would definitely.
No, it was
lose.
two losers.
You
and
were
it was
second
one
place.
winner.
Oh my
loser.
bad. Listen,
It was
there
two
was
losers.
the worst loser that happened.
There was
No,
definitely
it
a
don't
worse-
matter. One person won.
It is consistent.
Everybody
This-
else lost.
The funny part is he's a consistent loser.
Yeah, like it's a difference between like we done seen coaches get fired from losing in the first round. Second round, you might be out. You make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like you got a job still. You feel what I'm
This
saying?
nigga been fired since.
Yeah, you
See,
be
he
on
been
that
fired
first
for
round and now.
season
I actually got
3.
one that
These
it
niggas
kind of
Jim
followed up with
Harbaugh.
this, but I'm just curious.
Oh yeah,
That's
matter
what
of fact,
I'm
I'm gonna lay it up to you, Tony. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
just
you
gonna-
got
I'm
a
just gonna-
couple memes. We missed you last week, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Talk
gonna
to
go
us.
I'm gonna go to this one right here.
That man sitting here 29 years old talking about you ain't leaving. You gonna do something? Ooh,
Well, yeah, now he definitely got to work.
We gonna figure this out real quick. Matter of fact, I'm
Man,
glad
they
this
don't wanna play
this
the way I wanna
conversation
play. They
came
trying to
up.
set me up, man.
Stepdad, I'd put head. Stepdad should have put heads.
I'm gonna have to go
Hey,
to a
but
different one. Never
but
mind.
the observation you made was
Hey,
really
pull it
important.
up so they
though.
can see what you're doing.
No, I was trying to do it. It won't let me go to the It won't let me go to the screen, man. Something's going on.
Okay,
Okay.
but yeah, we'll
They
just
must
go
have
ahead
took the
figuring
video
that out.
down.
The observation that you made was really important, though. The idea that like if it was his actual father, that situation would have been
That's
completely
crazy.
different.
I just went.
It'd
To this.
been, yeah,
It would have been completely different. But then as the stepdad, you come in wearing stuff like that.
yeah,
And or you could possibly come in wearing stuff like that. So that's
Or
why it's
you
important to kind of
obviously
think through the thing.
didn't do. Hit the mic.
Hit the mic real quick.
No, but the mom's a victim, but like neither one of them, like the dad didn't do necessarily a good job. Like I don't. It sounded like they've been together for a while. She said, "I met you when you was living
22.
with your mom, 22." I don't know how old they, but it seemed like they've
At
been
least
together.
40.
Bro didn't do necessarily enough.
You got to turn this up, Tone.
And hold on, wait a minute. He was 22.
Bro, I was trying to
That one ain't gonna work.
The math on that don't even
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
it's
He was
not.
they met when he was 22,
Mhm.
and she got a stepson that's
That's
not
29.
his. That's 29. Math on that don't even make sense. But
Yeah.
I ain't really hear what y'all were talking about. I mean, I ain't really hear.
Oh
what
yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
was going off of what y'all were talking about. Like it sounded like that's in the middle of it. You heard?
Mm.
Because she gotta please the old man, and then she gotta obviously she loved her or something.
Mhm.
But for him to be that 29, he ain't gone. She basically showing where she weak. You get what I'm saying? So she caught up in the middle. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? She got to pick and choose. It's not a good place to be in.
No, I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying?
That's
What's
rough.
going on with Facebook? Facebook shut down.
Gotcha.
All right, that's what's going on. Facebook shut down.
So do you want to go to one or you want to go to me?
Let's go to you real quick. I gotta find something else.
Okay.
so
Now go to the go to the tab with my John on it, and I can talk to
That's a
you.
lot easier. Go ahead and show the people what we're doing. At least things got kind of messed up there. That's my bad.
You gotta share the screen.
You know, they just made me think of Waterboy at the beginning when he fired him.
Mhm.
You're fired.
Hey, this was Facebook's fault though. Facebook shut down. I ain't know that.
All right, got you. Hey, I
That's some
want to
high
start
quality
at I want to start at that one in the middle, top
Right.
middle with Desi Banks.
All right.
This should pop us off to a little conversation.
You feel like I should look out for? You know, coming into the game, and like you've been in the game for a long time, man.
Somebody's house for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stay away from that. Stay away from the take that mansion. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, stay away from that. All right. Second, they're laughing because they know it's true.
Yeah, I'm new. So I don't know.
Second, what I will tell you, and I mean, look, man.
Hold on. Walker, he got a story. He has a
You.
to the next slide.
Excuse me. What's going on? Where
You can actually pause.
gotta
I
give him a
think
couple
that's a
minutes.
good little alley-oop to this conversation. Surviving Diddy. Diddy a wild boy.
Apparently.
Hey, listen, the news are breaking. He'll put that silence on.
Apparently.
Real quick.
So
God.
for those like me that don't, can you fill me in a
Go
little
ahead,
bit?
Johnny.
Well, apparently, it's multi-layered because like it's really multi-layered because the Cassie thing came out. She was accusing him. Bro put up what 10 figures.
She was accusing him of what, rape?
A lot of stuff.
Rape, human trafficking, abuse.
The R word.
Oh yeah, great. My bad.
Great. Yeah, great. Great. A whole bunch of stuff. Assault. A bunch of stuff. Apparently he put up 10 figures.
Settled. Probably made a sign at NDA.
Shit went away.
That's crazy.
But then because of the news of that, it was people like digging in the crates.
Oh, it's stuff been coming out about him for months. It ain't even.
It's been coming
like
out, but
it's
been coming out. But because of that, people like act. I think like this weekend, like this week, people been like
fire.
digging, and they was talking about the whole Usher went to go stay at the crib. I seen the interview. Bieber went and stayed at the crib.
50 always talking about him being a booty baby.
Meek Mill had It was a picture of Meek Mill with Diddy. They said Meek Mill gonna have to answer.
Was that Meek Mill that was in the something about the pool? He was in the pool.
Oh, I don't know.
And he was like calling nigga daddy when he was in the pool or something like that.
Meek Mill was
that was Michael Rubin.
What you call him?
That was Meek and Michael Rubin, and he lost a bet and like something. But,
okay.
Yeah, but
y'all know that's the story they told us.
That's the story that allegedly. But yeah, the Diddy shit. Wow, I don't know.
I've been here. We definitely heard about them doors at the parties for a long time.
Yeah, and I heard. I guess like maybe he's like excessively jealous as well. The Meek Mill story that I heard was that somebody told one of these people told Meek Mill happy birthday, and he about flipped over that jump. But yeah, it seemed like that was about 4 different actors, entertainers that said stay away from Diddy house.
He blew up.
But I've also heard this
car too.
Oh yeah,
I did see a little.
And then there is like the fact that all his baby mamas die. They don't be able to get any alimony, anything when they ready to leave. They just be dying.
That's crazy.
And then there is the whole thing about a cousin that they killed Tupac. And him supposed to be possibly sharing about, the whole Diddy involvement and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
that.
you gotta watch the Vlad interviews. Yeah, matter of fact, Tank put me on the dude that they charged or they convicted for the joint.
Keefe D.
Yeah, he actually even talked about like they were helping. You know what I mean? Because because the Bloods and them was running. It was Tupac and Suge and the Bloods, and then Diddy had the Crips helping him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's how that ended up being. Like that's literally a part of the history. They got a lot of videos on Vlad kind of
hit Lisa Mix
story
real quick.
together. That's
Diddy a wild boy.
He definitely wild.
He a wild boy.
It's another situation with Wale in the balcony. Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
heard that
for real?
too. Put
heard he hung that nigga over a balcony.
Yeah,
Diddy big red, bro. He fight hard.
But it's like, how you so tough and
he slapped J. Cole too.
Time.
Well,
like,
what make him sweet? I ain't actually heard any sweet stories about him.
Oh, talking about all of that. You ain't heard about
Usher,
the
him and Usher wrestling over cornflakes and all of that shit. Like,
oh, you talking about like sweet as in like effeminate?
Yeah, like.
Okay. I was about to say I ain't heard nobody hoe him though.
Being a part
like
of
it's usually like him being the bully.
But I ain't saying sweet like him.
You heard him. You heard the joint said he slapped J. Cole. over the Kendrick Lamar. That said.
I'm gonna tell you where he messed up. He messed up.
J. Cole said that they fought.
I don't think J. Cole was going for none of that.
Oh no, they fought though. He even said it in one of the rhymes, like on one of the. Was that?
He messed up a few years back, like when Empire
it
was
was
out.
like Lend My Hand or something. Like
when Empire was out and they was showing all this stuff with Lucius Lyon, Diddy was sitting there talking about how they had stole his story. I knew something was up then. Like who would want to be Lucius Lyon? Like or tell anybody that?
Yeah. Hey, Terrence Howard is a smart guy.
No, he is.
I don't know if you like. Terrence Howard is extremely smart. Lucius Lyon, Terrence Howard. You know the connection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we ain't got anything else, so let's go to the next one, my boy. Let me look and see where we at. That Drake. What does this say? Me. Oh, hold on. We can just be real. Like this will be a quick one. Go to Homeboy taking that bite. All right, no, listen. So, tell me this ain't the truth, and you able to decide quick as hell too.
Oh yeah,
that be the thing about it. Like you decide quick, and you ain't got no standards, but what you like.
Yeah,
you ain't got to worry about nothing.
Hey,
you could just sit in there and just enjoy it. Hey, sometimes I hit the 4 for 4.
Hey, you ever tried?
And I be happy with them little small ass fake nuggets with that little spicy sweet and sour sauce. I be just chilling.
Wendy's.
You ever brought your Wendy's is definitely probably like the lowest tier. They lower than McDonald's.
Fell all the way off.
Well, listen, but I actually agree. I hate Wendy's. Wendy's is like my last one, but they always got a line. And that be the thing that get me is
not in the hood. They used to in the hood.
They
I don't even know why they
Wendy's are always in like unnoticeable convenient like convenient ass spot. It's just like sometimes it just be, you know what? That Wendy's like, let me go.
Yeah, that joint trash.
Yeah,
Wendy's just always be around the corner.
But you ever see, this is why you do also a reason why you just eat the food real quick by yourself before you get in. You ever like try to surprise her with like the meal that you thought she wanted? And then get home and then why it's got pickles on it, or just whatever reason it is that could start an argument. Like I was trying to make a nice gesture, and just a whole argument that broke out over that. Just like, bro, I could have just saved my money, ate this, and never throw away the cup before I even got in the car, and would have never even had to have this conversation at all.
No, I agree.
Sometimes as you know, as your longevity starts, you start having to figure out stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat this real quick before I get to the crib, bro. It ain't even worth all of the extra commotion, bro.
Yeah, and that in itself is that meme. Could you go to where? Let's go with the you are a creative one, top right.
That doesn't say you are. Oh yeah, that is.
You are still a creative. Even
it says you are still.
A long time away from
I was looking at the one down from below that one. What is it? You're still a creative.
And it's a slide, and we can read through this, and then let's have a conversation. It says you are still a creative.
Hold on, let them finish, bro.
You are still a creative, even when you've spent a long time away from your art.
Facts.
Go to the next one.
I've seen this one too, bro.
Come on, listen to my man narrating voice.
I agree. All the art that isn't made because the market is saturated.
That's a good one.
I also like to think of that as like,
that's a good one.
I ain't drop it because it wasn't the right time. But yeah. Creatives do not need to be constantly visible. Self-explanatory. We can keep going. You will never figure out the algorithm. Stop wasting your precious energy on it and create what feels good and aligned.
I like that one.
People pleasers will always struggle to make art because art will always ruffle feathers.
And will never be.
Okay, that's what that was. And will never be to everyone's taste.
That's the craziest and I've ever seen. But...
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Hey, Tom, I'm gonna let you read that one. That's kind of small.
Artists are not like athletes. We cannot win gold. We cannot be other creators. We cannot come first. Sport is objective. Our craft is subjective. Creating to be the best is a waste of energy. Instead, create to connect to the people who need you because they're out there. Creating your way because there is no right way. Take the pressure off and focus on your unique brand of magic.
And it's a couple more, but I think that we kind of get the gist of it. But I think that I am in a room full of creatives. How did that make you feel? What is your perspective? And hey, Miss Uggs, what up?
What's up, Miss Suggs?
What's up, Miss Suggs?
What up, Miss Suggs? You don't know me, but what's up, Miss Suggs?
Maybe we ain't supposed to. Maybe we supposed to say Luis Bright Suggs. I don't know. But nevertheless, all love, Miss Suggs.
I ain't gonna lie. I saw this this week. I think I saved it to my little personal photo, but
oh yeah, we got to hit that Andre 3000. Well, the conversation around that, but go ahead, Johnny.
But yeah, as a creative who hasn't necessarily been doing what people know me to be creative for, it made I was like, yeah, that's facts, because being creative is just that. It's an emotion. It's something like it's a thing that comes from within. If you put capitalism on art, then of course you can look at numbers and you can do, well, this is what sells, so you should be doing this. And a lot of the problems with like artists and just the creatives, music, art, photography, like painters, all of that is capitalism. The capitalism comes in and it makes you think you got to follow this algorithm. It makes you think you got to hit these certain numbers. Also, we in a fucked up economic time. Inflation is crazy. So being a starving artist is a lot harder now than it was back in the day. And so as the starving artist, you feel like I got to rent is $2,000. I gotta push these CDs. I gotta do this. So it definitely rings, to me it rings true, and it's just a stay the course. Just like anything, I think this capitalism wave, I think true art is always gonna be true art. So whether the appreciation this year, next year, as long as you're creating the art, the appreciation will come. And you just gotta stay and just create the art.
My favorite one, Tony, if you could pull it up, it is slot. It might be it's the first slot, and that's what caught my attention. To it, where it says you are still a creative, even when you spent a long time away from your art. And I think that if you're like naturally a creative, that ends up being its own cycle, and you'll find yourself even like continually going back to the art, even if it's not like you invest yourself inside a like an actual finished product. You'll continue to do that, and you'll also find yourself finding new ways to create. And yeah, I don't know, to me that thing in itself resonated heavily, because I know, like with me, like even if I talk about writing, I haven't officially released and wrote anything in maybe like 6-7 years almost. I ain't even really been keeping count. But is there always like sparks, whether it's by the month or by the week or by the year, where I'm gonna just sit there and damn, I feel something. There's a thing inside me right now that's, resonating. That there's a fire that's burning that makes me want to create, and there's just a natural part of it. And I think that if you are a true creative, that's something that's never going to leave you. Real.
I'm gonna say that true art, it's like there's something in us that makes us want it, but it's something about art that there's a reason why we love creating it. And it's there's healing, it's therapy. There's a reason people always come back to art.
No, agreed. And it's crazy that this is actually a conversation that we're about to have right now, because for the last 3 weeks, I believe 2 weeks, and I want to say shout out to my brother Robert Rankin. He just won the Author of the Year at the Queen City Music Award. Not music, I keep saying that. Queen City Awards.
Right there.
And
season 2 guest.
Guest.
Award winning.
Yes. And shoot, at this point, he done created films and won at the indie music festivals and all kinds of stuff at this point. And so that it's been serving as an inspiration, but like me actually going to that and then seeing him win and then seeing, it's just
seeing him be celebrated.
Yeah, seeing him being celebrated is a great way to say it. It was dope to see, and it definitely was inspiring. And so like I just wrote for my first full verse hook and half of a second verse, like at work, like maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday. The first time I done that, it's been a minute. And actually, you know what I mean? Like it felt good. It felt good because I got to a point to where it was like, how old are you still rapping? You know what I mean? It got like, bro, what are you doing? First off, then I had kids, so that means okay, we got to get to the bed, got to get to the bread. You know what I mean? Gotta get to the bread, and then the age thing, and then you had Killer Mike dropping. It was like, okay, well, shoot, you still can rap, bro. If you just love doing it, you you don't grow out of art. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, how can people never say that about like painting? Or like you're 45, why you still painting? Or you're 50, why you still taking pictures? Or like even singing.
Because
you think about rock artists. Think about rock artists or like country singers, bro. They be 55, 60 years old.
But like, why do
70
rappers
years old.
like why is there a pressure on rappers to stop rapping at a certain age where no other art?
I think we do it to ourselves,
any
bro.
pressure
Or what it is people that lack the creativity to actually execute said thing. Them being the worst critic. They the ones that got all of the talk.
Fans.
Yeah, they got all of the talk to talk. You know what I mean? But you can't even do what's being done.
Well, the reality is that they aren't confident in themselves to be able to put themselves out there and be vulnerable for the world to judge their art. So all they do is have opinions, and that's the reality of it. Real quick, hey Tone, could you go to the to comments? Look like we got a couple comments that have popped in real quick.
Let's see. Well, Tim, I like this one.
Okay.
Andre 3000, Enough Said Flute album, which is a good example because he just put out this album this week. Like, if you've been keeping up with Andre 3000,
well, he let it be known what it was going to be.
Yeah, he let it be known.
Going to be no bars.
And but you know, like he's had a lot of pressure. If you've been keeping up with him and listening to some of his interviews, he's been nervous about putting out stuff. Like he's been talking about that. He was nervous about putting out anything because he didn't want to make. But you know, he still like to push past and still say, "Hey, I'm going to do a flute album."
Well, I mean, the reality is that defines being a creative. He's still creative. And that's the main thing to it.
That's how. But to me, that's how I know he still got some bars in him. Because if you're still nervous, like if you're Andre 3000, well, his ass up here 2 times. Like you're Andre, like you're that guy, and you're nervous.
That's even more pressure though. But like most Southern niggas put him as the GOAT.
Yeah, that actually makes it. But he has.
Way
I see
harder.
why he.
Yeah,
I can understand because like
but that don't make it easy.
But like every GOAT has fallen off. Like everybody got a whack project. Like,
I mean,
it wouldn't
cool,
be
but
the end of the like. So like to be nervous about putting the whack
this
project.
This would be like
it's crazy because
everybody's a singular artist though, right? This is
he has Love Below.
Oh, Love Below. That is right. Damn. Yeah.
But I mean, but the reality is that I guarantee you, every GOAT gets nervous. Drake is an example of like his last shit got shitted on and the internet bullied him into like releasing 6 more records. That's kind of what ended up happening for real. And that's like you hear J. Cole talk about it. Like he had that whole procrastination freestyle that was based around that whole concept. Like the higher of a pedestal that you have, typically the more pressure. I mean, and there's people that's able to rise to the occasion. What did J. Cole say? How many times I can send this well to the bottom?
Put the wooden veil down in this well and pull it back up with the hope that it's fit, bro.
The hope that it's filled. Like that's the biggest insecurity of every creative, if we're being honest. Go ahead and run down those next two, and then we can get into that last meme. And then I'm up off.
Miss Soul's just responding. She said, "Hey, y'all ready to be on?"
Hey, let us know when y'all ready.
Yeah, for sure.
And what was the last one?
Art is just to a person who thinks it is art.
True enough. I don't disagree. Let's get into this last meme, then I get up off them. I'm gonna pass the ball.
Pause.
Let's go through like maybe 3 of these, but I think that this could.
Up, Johnny.
It wasn't a good pause. That's why I ain't even like
grow up, bro.
But you're creating problems in your head again. Stop that. Go to 1 or 2 more. You got to read that.
You're gonna figure it out like you always have.
Always have.
Always.
Every single time.
Yeah.
You're becoming more of yourself each day. That's something to celebrate.
Big fact.
Yeah. Man. I'll talk in a minute. Not everything has to make sense. Let it go. Choose peace.
From the river to the sea.
Well. All right, Johnny, that didn't really apply to that. That was crazy that you. Why would you say that right there?
It was trying to.
You probably don't understand. You probably don't understand it, but that's fucking Israeli and Palestine talk about like that's the Palestinians. All right, we ain't gonna get into that. No, I know you know. They don't know. Like that's why it didn't even make sense. But all right, go ahead.
If you know, you know.
Part, let go.
All right, cool.
But who you are becoming is more important than who you've been.
Yeah, all right. So I'll leave those as my last piece. I don't know if it like stirs any.
No, it did. It actually, because I didn't really respond to the last thing you were saying, but what I was sitting there thinking about was like the fact that everybody really is a creator, whether we realize it or not. Like I said, I believe in God, and God says we was created in His image, which means we was created to create. That's one of the statements I always say. Like we were created to create. So everybody's creating at the same time. So I thought like that all just went like it goes for everybody. It's just like everybody in some way is an artist of their own life.
Even to the basic example of like even like procreation and like having kids, like and like we're designed, like we're put on here to like replicate ourselves and to like put out different versions. And that's how really this whole thing's ever worked, is we create different versions of ourselves and it keeps on rolling. So even to that.
Yeah. Hey, I love that you. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Oh no, I said I don't disagree.
I love that you'll figure it out. Whatever that you'll figure it out thing is.
Yeah, that you the same way that you always
like you always has, and you're creating problems in your head again. I think that those are probably like two of the biggest things.
Yeah. Especially that creating problems in your head again. That one right there too is one of those ones. That's one of those ones.
All right. Well, I pass the ball. Is it Johnny?
Yeah, we in Johnny folder.
It's on me. I want to start it off with a question. I want to start off. Go down. It's the middle row. It's gonna be right up under the blue and green joint.
Make sure I get that. You said right up in this one right here.
Middle row. Yeah, scroll down. Well, right there.
I agree with this. I already know what I mean.
All right, normalize making turkey wings instead of turkey on. Hey, I seen this earlier this week, and I said the same thing.
It's coming up.
We should.
It's coming up
because then you can have flavors. You know that like what's some exotic flavors you can have?
See
curry, honey barbecue.
Yeah, honey barbecue.
God damn it! Shit.
Yeah, that's that exotic. You were saying
that's that exotic.
That's that exotic.
Ain't that exotic, Johnny?
Hey, that's a season 2 joke. If y'all been with us.
Hey, and so y'all gonna call me basic again? I'm against it. I think like
you against what? You taking it?
Well, no,
it's a hill right here.
Well, no.
Holy shit!
I am not against turkey wings. Like I am not anti-turkey wings.
So what you saying?
I am pro turkey. And like this shit said instead of turkey. Nah,
this nigga doing it for the pilgrims. Go ahead, Johnny.
Still had a whole turkey up there. I like the carb the joint. You get the big turkey leg. Like I think there should still be room for regular turkey on the plate at Thanksgiving. Turkey ham, like instead of turkey.
Well, no, you upset about it. Too.
You're real upset about it.
No. You threw a different thing in there. You said turkey ham. Like I'm for turkey. Oh well, never mind. I'm for turkey ham in general, but
I like real house. I turkey. I said turkey.
You said turkey
and ham.
Oh my bad. I don't even.
You be eating Turducken and all that stuff.
Turducken.
Yeah, they got like Turducken. That's
but this is what I would say is that
chicken.
If you look at that Thanksgiving, like that Thanksgiving spread, right? When everybody like however y'all do your Thanksgiving spread, you know that thing that's barely eaten. Everybody just get a little bit of it. That first plate, be that dry ass turkey.
Yeah, turkey just.
Well, time out. If the
but the flavors,
if the turkey, if the turkey is dry, that's on whoever's fault who cooked the turkey. I ain't had a dry turkey. What?
All right, cap.
If y'all can't,
cap.
If y'all can't cook
turkey, that's cap. That's definitely cap.
All right, so let's not play the pretend game. There's parts of the turkey that does have a little juice to it, but in general. Turkey is a dry meat.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Like to pretend like, I always get the juicy part. Bro, that shit be left there for a reason. That every single Thanksgiving that I've been to.
But that's what you do. Like you say, you put it on with the rice over the plate with every.
Now you got to dress it up. Niggas ain't putting that turkey on that second plate. They going right back to that ham.
Hey, nah, that's
and the yams.
You get a second.
Niggas do it for tradition. That's it.
You ain't went back and got a second serving of turkey, bro.
Shit, who ain't?
Maybe the next day, like right after that first serving.
But you standing on your hill. You one of them rare niggas that like dry ass meat in your mouth.
Hey yo,
bro. Hey yo, bro. Why? Like what? Like
hey, he took it there.
Like why you took it? Like I like turkey, bro. Like.
He took it all the way there.
My bad. That was a joke, y'all.
That was excessive.
Nigga got meat on his mind,
sorry.
bro. But nah, I'm pro having the turkey wings, but don't take away the turkey, bro. Nah,
bro. I don't think this. I don't think it's relevant. That dry turkey ain't relevant no more.
And we talking about turkey. Give me. Umar.
I like the turkey barbecue.
Give me Umar Tone. We're gonna talk about Turkey. No, he right there to the right.
I want to see how many times he's gonna repeat the same statement. I love that part about him. Like he say it twice.
And he always here with it too.
Yeah.
He always here with it. Dead ass.
Oh,
Snow bunnies never, black queens forever. I said,
not a single hospital. Hip hop has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the black community when that type of money being made off of our culture and the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys.
That's why
you come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living. And we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable until hip hop begins to be a blessing for the black community. Hip hop is an agent of white supremacy. And then the rapper will say, well, we didn't invent violence. You're right. You didn't invent violence. There was gang banging before hip hop. Okay. There was drug dealing before hip hop. There was black on black crime before hip hop. But let me tell you where hip hop is guilty. Hip hop glamorized it. Hip hop glorified it. Hip hop put a spotlight on negative aspects of black culture.
Okay, what do y'all want to have? I got opinions, but I don't want to go first. Well, I can go first, but I feel like y'all might go.
You can go first. Go ahead, Quentin. I kind of.
Well, I don't know. I guess like my first initial reaction was like it's such a weird like pedestal that he's placing hip hop on. Where, what other art form has ever made a hospital? Why would that be a point that you make? What other art form has like any of those things that he said? No, I don't know any other art form that ever did that.
He's not talking about the art. He's talking about the money.
Well, no,
talking about the capitalism version.
I mean, but my thing is that like, how about we stop looking at artists, rappers to be fucking leaders? Looking at rappers to be like these great, amazing,
what he
like
is
people
saying,
and role models and shit like that. That's the problem.
But what he is saying
like,
is those are the richest. Those are the richest blach people. Those are the people.
Those ain't the richest black people either, bro.
Okay, it's a few other athletes and other stuff, but who else?
Again,
Robert Smith.
This is more of a systemic issue where you just like Robert Smith isn't a rapper or actor. But my thing is that in general, let's get away from like putting the pressure on rappers and actors and athletes as being the things. There's again no other community that does that part either.
But you know why it is that they place it there? It's because of the level of influence that it has on our communities. You know, their level of influence is so great. It's the greatest influence that we have in our community, period. So there's a level of accountability
in the country.
But I'm talking about specifically to us, though. Just to us, because he's talking about for us, and this is to us. Like this has more effect on our community than anything else.
I don't agree with that.
So that's the reason why that you would have put this onus onto it. You know what I mean? That's the reason why
you think that hip hop has more effect on our community than anything else. Is that like a real?
The only other thing that rival it in the black the church. That's the only thing that rivals.
No, not now, not in today's time. I say the only thing that
rivals. My question is how many black kids are actually drilling?
Actually drilling?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but
that's the most popular music for the past 10 years.
But what I'm saying is
how many kids are actually drilling?
But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, we're talking about
robbing, killing, like that exact specific thing.
No, but you're talking about
it's a very minute.
What I'm saying is that you're
who is also the biggest consumer of rap music? It's not black folk.
Bruh, what I'm saying, that is, but I mean, you also that's probably in respect to population without respect to population as well. But anyways, what I'm saying is that the reason why they hold them to the standard is because of the effects that the thing is, just because you don't actually go out and kill somebody does not mean that the music is not manifested itself in your life in some way. Because of the fact that the way that you dress, the way that things that you wear your hair, and so they have the most influence within our community, which is why they want to try to put the accountability and have them to give a better message or do more for the community. So I'm not saying I agree with Umar. I'm not saying that, and I understand what you're saying. We shouldn't be looking at them to be our leaders. And that's where that's probably one of the worst parts about it, is that we're looking at them as our leaders, and they don't
Hip-hop doesn't need to make a hospital, bro. That shit sounds stupid.
But only thing I'm saying is that,
but if Jay-Z and some people that come from hip-hop want to make it, wouldn't sound.
Oh no, that's cool, but I don't have the responsibility of Jay-Z to make a hospital though. No, that just sounds fucking crazy to me.
No,
they don't need to make a police department, like all the shit that he named. It just sounds crazy. That's what he said though. That shit sound crazy to me. Like, that shit crazy.
Yeah, I ain't going that far. But what I will say is that they do need to they do need to be held accountable for what it is that they inject into the community. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That's just where I stand on it. But I ain't, like you say, that is funny to say, yeah, these niggas should build but I mean, at the end of the day, bro, to come from a place that you know, like let's say what Jay-Z always talking about, Marcy, you know what I mean? The Marcy projects and shit. Like, okay, so has anything changed? Or do you feel
Jay-Z
that
made a whole album about generational wealth?
No.
Like how long? Like if you
has anything changed to Marcy though? That's what I'm talking about. I understand that he's changed as a person for himself, but I'm talking about, has anything changed in the hood that he came from, or has he like tried to inject anything into that place? I'm not saying that it's his responsibility to. Well, I mean, but me as a moral man, and if I stand on character, I will believe that the place that I left, I would hope to be able to get to a point to where I have an abundance to where I could possibly go and help some people out there.
But Jay-Z has like a long list of philanthropy that he does. But this is answer. You posed the question. Yeah. But, so like the answer to that would be that Jay-Z does the things.
Right. So that would be yes, and that's a good example. Or that's an example that I shouldn't use. I don't know anything about it, but that was a random name because he's like the billionaire rapper. That was a random name that I used. But if you can go through each of these niggas, like he was talking about Rick Ross, the turkey thing came directly from, in my opinion, from the Christian rap dude coming at Rick Ross, and Rick Ross was talking about he giving out turkeys and stuff.
But
bro,
that's what the conversation.
Yeah, that's where it started.
But if you go to the full context of the conversation, he was talking about how Meek and Ross are frontlining jail reform and all these other things, which is them actually doing the good thing. But what they're rapping about is this other shit. So no, but so what you're talking about is, do these people do the good things? Okay. The conversation is based off of them actually doing the good things, and then the music, and that's what, like they are. It's not like they're not doing the good.
But not every rapper is Meek Mill.
Exactly. For the most part, they're not. But it's okay. Like we can't give those things.
I'm only going to what this conversation is. Right.
I get you. And I agree with you. It's good to have those checks for, you know what I mean, checks and balances, or the you understand what I'm saying? That to be fair in the conversation. It's good to be fair in the conversation. And so we naming people that they are doing something, so it's correct to actually, you know what I mean, acknowledge it. But there's like a lot of there's many more doing much harm to the community and doing nothing to create any type of positivity within the community as well.
I do gotta ask,
and I think that's what he was talking about.
Y'all don't think rapper, like, whose responsibility is it then, that, like, if it's not the rapper's responsibility, or any, like, whose responsibility is it in our community? Like,
parents, fathers,
which out, like, and what I'm getting to
teachers,
here is
the politicians, the people that we elect, the people that our tax dollars pay for to hold office and have legislation and pass bills that actually affect.
They already bought
but that's what
our tax dollars ain't got nothing.
Again, our teachers.
Exactly.
No, I don't disagree with you. I actually don't disagree with that.
Our coaches.
What I'm really
I can name up a bunch of other people.
And what I'm really getting to, like, you answered the correct way.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm really getting to though. Like, it's really everybody's, like, it is the rapper's responsibility,
well,
but it's
the
also
community.
Everybody else's.
Yeah, it's
it's not just the rappers.
They're part of the community.
And ironically enough, I'm glad Johnny has this. He has a meme on here. I'm just gonna play this real quick because this is gonna go right along with the conversation. I'm just gonna play this one right quick.
Horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. and they are asking me, can we hear pound? Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Y'all are not helping your kids. You're hurting them. They're putting their hand, they're hitting each other and hitting other kids. You address the parent. The parents are telling you, you don't tell my daughter what to do. It's not that bad. Well, at least she was in the class. At least. It's all these excuses. Y'all come in and you're more worried about what's going on your Instagram and TikTok feed versus being a parent. Be a fucking parent. You guys are horrible fucking parents. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly where is the mom? Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you,
all right, so I think that's good. Before we dive into that content, I think Tank. So we do have we got an audience member in here.
Big brother.
He might mess around and be a guest coming up this season.
Yes,
But Tank, I think you had a little commentary that you wanted to hit on real quick from the last meme before we get into that.
Yeah, I had understood what you were talking. Why Umar using rapper? It's a lot of other names he could use. There's a lot of people that can build that hospital. He's saying rapper though. Like, why do he have to? Why not say NBA player? Let's say actor. He picking on rappers. He just rapper.
Because
like, why? I'm saying.
But I think because the rappers do way more damage to the community than an NBA player or actor.
I agree. That's exactly.
So they kind of owe it to the community based on the damage of their influence.
It's a lot of people that do damage. It's a lot of us that do damage to our community. You get what I'm saying? But when you say rapper, though, you come on, J. Cole. Like, I mean, he's a rapper. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. He got a wild rapper. He got to get away from.
I agree with it. It's a lot of other people that can hold responsibility. But that right then, like the meme that you just went to, parenting. I think that
but
that's
to
even
a level, there is a purposeful thing that has been going on over the years, and we can see this with the music clearly, man. Like somebody is controlling this music to go to our community that we are being influenced by. It's a constant thing that we've been seeing, and I wouldn't say that's just rap or whatever. That goes with R&B and some other stuff too. But this is a constant thing that's going on where it does affect us. When you constantly listening to something every single day and you believe that's reality. Or you're viewing this, like a lot of parents is busy working, so their kids is seeing whatever. Like it's not that they're just not parenting. Like,
and it might not directly influence the behavior, but it definitely influences the attitude that people have and that people take towards a lot of this stuff. Even if people aren't like going out and like killing people, but the attitude
manifests itself
is influence and the longer that your attitude is influenced.
Just think about when your jam dropping, you riding in the car, you ain't never just drove much faster than you would if you weren't listening to that song. Like it literally manifests itself, and it may be minute ways, but it literally manifests itself. It manifests itself over and over and over within the community. And I was watching. I think to go along with the one that we're looking at that we just watched, I was watching a video where there was actually a teacher in the classroom, and she was asking the kids what their favorite song was, and these little girls were getting up there singing. I don't know what the ski week, whatever the fuck that is.
Sexy Red.
Oh yeah, well, whatever that is, the little girls, like, they would consistently keep coming up to the camera and singing whatever song goes with that. And you can, they don't even know the words all the way, but they can say little pieces of the song, and it's like, bro, are you serious that this 3 to 4 year old girl is sitting here in the church, and I mean in the schoolhouse, sitting here, her favorite song
and
of
they
all of the songs. You ain't got no Little Mermaid song that you like. Ain't no it's so many child thing at 3-4 years old. You got to be kidding me, bro.
And a lot of times they might not even know what they're saying, but like I say, it goes back to attitude. It goes back to like that. It's affecting their attitude and how they relate to their world and how they relate to authority. Like, I don't have to listen to my teacher. You're fucking 4 years old. You gotta listen to your teacher. Like, I don't care. Like you gotta listen.
But even the attitude that comes from the parent, like that's something I caught on to in what she was saying. Like when she talked to the parent and the parent came with that attitude. That parent's attitude came from somewhere. Like she developed that. Like part of that was the music she grew up off of. So it's like then you got little daughter who growing up and she telling you she don't want to sit down. It's this stuff is all an issue, and it's all a lot of it is coming from rap music, point blank.
Hey, but then also I do understand, and I understand that the influence of rap music, but the thing is parenting. See, that's the thing. Like I listen to some BS too, yeah, but I do it on my own time. I do it on my own time, not my time with my daughter. She's only 3 years old. You know what I mean? She's only 3 years old, so I already know. Like I watch my mouth around her. You know what I mean? Or both. I watch my mouth around them. It's a level of just being intentional and just trying trying your best. Like whatever you think your best is, try that. Whatever you're doing is not your best. Just try that. I'm just saying that's the better answer rather than just chalking and just going along and just, you know what I mean, just doing whatever.
There, like we wasn't listening to stuff that was vulgar, but there also was things that was going on. I remember,
but you wasn't listening to it with your mama though,
and that's what I'm saying. Like even with the stuff that actually was vulgar that we heard with my mom, it wasn't the vulgar version. You wouldn't even know what was going on. Like we definitely was listening to Uncle Luke. But when you hear the dirty version of that song, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Compared to the clean version. Like we was listening to a lot of different stuff though.
I don't know. I guess I like to say that the To Be Fair show is sponsored by Hennessy White. As Rail is holding up a obvious brand partnership. But
I wasn't even holding it up, it was just sitting there.
That label was I get it. That label was over there showing. But I guess, I guess maybe this is the contrary in me, but what I took from that was way different. It wasn't like specifically about, I don't know who she said, Ice Spice or Pound Town, Sexy Red or something like that, and what she was saying. All right, I'll just like address directly what y'all was just speaking about. Again, I'm an advocate to say that I don't think that music on the radio, because that's where you would be listening to the music from, is any worse today than it was back when I grew up. From what Ludacris was talking about, to what Lil Jon was talking about, to what Lil Kim was talking about, to what Sexy Red is talking about. It's kind of the same.
But was you listening to that at 4?
Like it was on the radio. I don't like whatever was playing on the radio.
Bro. They know the lyrics. You didn't know what this stuff was talking about.
I'm sorry. Like I remember vividly little kids rapping Ludacris lyrics. Like all the grown different little things. It's not like this isn't a new concept. I hate when we become like the old head get off my lawn person that acts like the new generation is doing the worst thing ever. They're just doing the same exact thing that we all have done. And like the more things that they do is only going to be indicative of if they have more access to it.
Okay.
Like they're just literally just kids. But my thing is that I don't think that what she was saying had much to do with the music. I don't think that was the main point of it. And I'm like a previous teacher in which like what she spoke about really resonated with me because I seen it in itself. And it's like the pure lack of parenting and the accountability within the parenting. Like that example that she gave when she spoke about how she came up to the mother and the mother said that, you know what I mean, why would you keep doing that? Why would you keep asking her? Like, you know, she ain't going to do nothing she don't want to do. That's parenting.
Right.
I think that they ain't got shit to do with kids. Like, no matter how good or bad, the reality is that, like, I know with my parents, like I listened to, like, with my dad, I listened to music, but there was a clear differentiation between, like, understanding that ain't real and, like, this is what the expectation of you as a kid is, and this is what you're going to do. And if you do that shit, we had a paddle back there, and, like, that shit was going to straighten you. Like, you knew not to do that. But the reality is that if there's no checks and balances, And I seen this. I worked inside a Title I school. This is what they call at risk. And there's a low level of accountability when it comes down to parenting. And like what the parents are actually allowing, the accountability of what they're actually like doing in their presence. And then like when you have those conversations with them, like how they actually reinforce what you're trying to get through to them. And to me, that's what I heard inside like a heavy doses. Yes.
So the thing is that you were literally I pretty much said the parenting thing first. You kind of came well either way. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think, and we'll use Cardi B first, and then I'm going to ask you about your own plans. So we know that like Cardi B, she didn't allow her daughter. She was playing her song. I just seen like a slight, I don't know, video where she was playing her song, and then her daughter was coming in the room, and she turned it off. She didn't realize she was coming in the room, and as soon as she realized it, she turned it off herself. So obviously, she doesn't want her own children to listen to the stuff that she's saying.
Right.
Then I want to ask you, because it sounds like what you're saying is that you're saying, so it's always been as bad as it is now. So are you going to allow your daughter to listen to Sexy Red and Pound Towns and stuff like that?
All right. So
let's just say that she's old enough. Let's say she's 3-4 years old. Are you going to like, let's say that you was with a woman and your old lady was like playing that in the car, and when you pulled up, and your daughter was in the back seat jamming to it, would you say anything about it?
All right, so I guess it's a couple layers to it. One, like directly, the word allow, I guess the layer is the word allow, and I think that allow is so tricky the older that they get.
I said 3-4.
No, and that's like this is why I'm going to kind of go through the progress of the question.
Okay.
So for me, even at like the weeks old that she's at, there's an intentionality of what I'm playing in the car with her, and I have control of that. And like, no, my answer would be no. I'm not doing that. Just because of like the energy, and I prefer her just to listen to Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill.
That's what I bumped Lauryn Hill the whole time.
Like a lot of it is usually just like R&B.
R&B, exactly.
Just because of like unfactual, like whatever like things that I feel about it.
And it's a feel of it too. It just feels better.
Yeah. Nah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, again, like I wouldn't. But then you like I said, like we're just talking about allow your kid. There is a big part of parenting that we do have to recognize is that middle school, high school, like you have like it's not going to really be about what you allow your kid to do once they go to that middle school, once they go to that high school. It's what principles you put in that kid to be able to deal with what they're exposed to. And that's the bigger thing, because like it don't care. It don't matter if you allow them to listen to that shit. They got a friend with some earbuds and a phone, and on that bus or at PE or wherever, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna listen to it, and then they're gonna want to do the TikTok dances and be in TikToks and had their little Finsta accounts. The question is, did you instill enough parenting wise to where like they able to navigate that space in the right way? That's my opinion.
I actually wanted to go back to something you said a second ago, Q. Like you were saying, like you don't want to become like the old heads that was sitting there, like
get off my lawn, yeah,
like get off my lawn and everything. Now, my thing about that is, even though we might not have liked it when we was younger, as I got older, I understand a lot of the stuff that these old heads were saying. So it does not need to be said still, and I think that's where the big problem is at. Like, where we think it's okay, that we don't need to address this stuff. You still need the old head saying, get off my lawn. Stay off my lawn. So you still need that in society. And societally, that's what's going on. This isn't just a thing about just the parents. This is one of them village raising the child things too. So the village is raising the children to be something else because we're just accepting it.
Right. All right. So do I think that I do agree that it should be said. I agree that like these are points that should be done. What I don't agree with, and I think that you naturally alienate yourself from like being relatable to kids, is pretending like you didn't go through that and you wasn't said kid. The best way is like, hey, I was in that. I listened to this music. It affected me this way, and this is why you shouldn't do it. Rather than like, man, back in the day we would never listen to that, and they're gonna be like, man, it's all like if you want to make yourself more relatable, more palatable, actually relate to them. And like pretending like and that's my take on it. I don't know, Johnny. Shit, is it time for questions?
It's time for a motherfucking.
It's time for what? What you need? What you need, bro? You said it's time for a motherfucking what? What you need, bro?
I digress.
Oh, all right.
Hey, well, we got a few comments. We do got a few comments here. So,
you like that?
Yeah. My Sharon said, parents don't know how to parent. Respect has been thrown out the window. Parents don't let children be children. Most parents treat kids like they're equal.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I maintain that.
Yeah. It's a line that I'm like trying to figure out, like a line between like being your child's friend and being, because I'm not gonna be your friend. I'm your father, but there's still a way to keep the lines of communication open so that you're comfortable enough to come to me when the thing that needs to be talked about is even if it's just playing around BS, and I want you to feel comfortable enough, and we're gonna get my brother Tank on the pod, and we're gonna definitely talk about some parenting, because me kind of meeting him, that was actually the first thing that intrigued me and made me want to connect with him and you know what I mean, be around him more, is the strategy that he had in parenting. And it's not even just either way, yeah, we're gonna have bro on
you gotta
for sure.
You gotta drop some jewels on us, bro.
For sure. Hey Tone, give us what we missed you last week. You ain't tap into the finale, so we need one more meme from Tone. Give us something to throw us away.
Yeah, no flat tones.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna go here. Make sure we got some volume.
That mandates kill switches in all cars starting in 2026. Yeah, it was snuck inside a recently passed $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill and is a proposal to have a lockout device to be installed in all new cars. This is no joke and has already passed Congress and the House. So that means it's in play, it's the law until something changes that. A quote from law enforcement today commented that the infrastructure bill includes drunk driving kill switch in all cars, and some worry that government will abuse it. Drunk driving appears to be a cover for what can occur. The possibility for abuse is clearly something which bears watching. This could also give access to outsiders with spyware and hackers. Once you open up access to the electronics, it can be misused by the government, preventing you from driving during lockdowns and national health emergencies, and opens up access to criminals with bad intentions, as computer hackers could seize control of these vehicles. And this is a huge safety concern. And finally, elected officials are realizing this is a more serious issue than they thought when they passed the bill. Now take a closer look at this infrastructure bill they jammed through. Section 24220. This mandates installation of equipment to listen to in-car noises and conversation, yes, monitor your eyes, and kill switches to automatically turn off your car. It states all new cars in the United States will be required to install this kill switch by 2026. Are you aware of the new legislation?
All right, yeah, so.
All right, talk to us. What does this mean to you?
I mean, I'm just basically saying, like, yeah, it's basically just coming down to the government taking control more and more, and we're not realizing what's going on. We're not paying attention to what's going on. But I was wondering what y'all thought about that. Like, as far as like having kill switches having to be installed in cars in 2026 in every car. Like, this law has already been put in place.
I mean, ain't really nothing we can do about it. If you got a gas car, keep that motherfucker. Get your oil changed. Get your timing belt right. Hey, if you got a gasoline car, hey, keep that motherfucker on the road. That's what I say. I eventually do want to get an electric car, but I also want to maintain and keep a gasoline car as well. But electric cars, and I work in the automotive industry, so to me,
oh shit, I got some shit for you too.
I understand. I ain't gonna say I understand it more than the average person, but I have opinions on it. And to me, I think electric is the natural way to go, because it's like, and this is big term, but like we fight wars. We've done all kind of shit in other countries based on oil and gasoline, and we need gasoline and oil to run our cars. But like electric energy is something that's like, you can get solar energy. You don't necessarily need gasoline to have it. So I think it's more responsible to go to electric vehicles, because like solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy is they're replenishable.
I think you're going like a different
you're
route.
going on a different route. I'm talking about
you're being a salesman right now.
They're talking about putting kill switches in the cars, and everybody's car has to have a kill switch that like pretty much the government can control this.
I got that, but that's the problem with electric cars.
Yeah.
That that's the whole problem. Like I'm for electric cars, but that's the problem with it. And I was just giving my reasons why I'm for electric is because of the problem. How problematic oil and gas is.
But what do you
but
think
that's
about the kill
the
switches?
but that's the problem with electric cars is they're going to be able to have more autonomy. You're going to be able to be tapped in. There might need to be a way to put a VP.
They're gonna be able to tell any and everything about every conversation you've ever had. That it's going like as soon as it
the
drops
only thing
to,
I'm thinking is there should be some kind of way to put a VPN on your vehicle, and that way you can hide.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Unc said push old schools like they do in Cuba. Yeah.
But so I do think electric cars are better for us as people, but there's pros and cons to everything. Just
so
like,
my whole thing is what gets me is like when black people always be talking about like they're like pro Africa and all of this stuff, but they have no idea about how much goes on in Africa to produce these cars that we think are going to be so
the lithium, the cobalt,
to get this lithium, like it's a lot of so-called or who black people consider black people, they wouldn't consider themselves black, but there's a lot of that goes on. They have to do a lot to create this stuff, so we don't
you got to read about the Silk and Belt Initiative by China and all the like all the infrastructure China is building in Africa to get the exact minerals we're talking about to build electric cars, to build new like China's in Africa right now doing the same thing that we're bad at America.
Does that justify,
I knew you was going at.
Nah, but this
I
is what
said he threw you an alley-oop to dunk. Go ahead, Johnny. What else did China man do?
Yeah, so we can blame. It's just another scapegoat. It's another thing where black people be like, oh well, such and such doing this, so we shouldn't be accountable.
Hey, the China man did all the same. The China man done ran the same exact play the white man done ran. They running the exact same playbook. They use the same terminology, and it's something we have to be cognizant of.
Hey, Johnny, I this is my mama said in my Bobby Boucher voice. I was talking to my mother earlier, and she was saying how Amazon is about to get into the car dealership industry.
Oh, I've seen that. They start with Hyundai.
How does that make you feel? This is the first step to automating car sales and car salesmen.
They're going through car dealers. They're not just selling. They're not working with.
Oh, you don't see like the further play of it?
I do, but I also know about people. And ain't nobody gonna buy a
people love car salesmen.
They have questions for us all the goddamn time.
But
they might not like us, but them motherfuckers come in and before they buy it, before they sign on that line, they be like, "Hey man, what does this do? What is that? What's the difference between this one? What's the difference between that?"
Who do you think gonna have a better warranty? Amazon or the car dealership?
Amazon, Bezos.
Amazon ain't making no car, so they ain't putting no warranty on shit. Like Amazon ain't putting no warranty on that. They ain't making.
Oh, you don't think they're going like the next play will be the warranties,
our cars are guaranteed.
If
anything goes wrong with your car, bring it back to Coles.
Are y'all trying to scare me about my?
Oh no,
are y'all trying to
we just talking through. My boy Johnny, not Johnny, my boy Tone went into conspiracy land a little bit.
Let me give you an example. I sell cars. I sold a car to a pilot. Motherfucker fly 747s. Like motherfucker just came back from Europe. He was a big airplane, like flying that motherfucker. Landed, picked up his car, sat down with me, and said, "How open the sunroof?" People are gonna have questions about their cars, just like real estate agents ain't going nowhere because people are gonna have questions about like their house. They gonna want to know. People are gonna have like big purchases like that. You're gonna have to have a consultant. So whether I'm a consultant for Amazon, whether I'm a consultant for Subaru,
all I'm saying is
I can consult you on automotive purchases.
It was a bunch of consultants at Radio Shack, and that motherfucker went out of business.
I believe
it was a bunch of consultants at Circuit City, and that motherfucker went out of business.
And this is and what's making me upset,
but hold on, before you get that, because this is the point that I was just about to make. Johnny, let me make the point.
And it eventually might go away, but I know right now today I worked yesterday. I had about 4-5 motherfucking families in there asking me all of these questions.
Because it's not
cars.
automated, G.
And but my thing is, you don't think they're gonna have them same questions for Amazon.com when they try to buy the car off
Amazon
Amazon?
gonna have it all put together for them.
Amazon ain't gonna have all the questions because everybody at Amazon not gonna be with the fucking car. You gotta
Johnny,
have a car. You gotta be there.
This is like such a horrible take, in my opinion, because it's
not.
Yes, it is. Like the algorithm will answer all those questions really soon. Imagine as soon as they can test drive shit without you.
How you gonna test drive?
Set up an appointment. They're gonna have to put their credit card and card down and get the fuck up out of there for 20 minutes and then come back.
Then when they test drive and they come back off,
they're gonna ask the algorithm.
And they gonna be like, hey, what was such and such? What was, you don't think people drive a car and then come back? But that's when they had the most questions is after the test drive. Right. And they're gonna have to talk to somebody.
All right, so let me start with this. Do people trust car salesmen?
Do people trust the algorithm?
Again, you didn't answer a question I just said.
He just car salesman.
Well, yeah,
question.
Actually, well, no. Do you want me to answer that? Yes.
Hell no.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
But
they do. There's a few people that have bought cars from salesmen that they don't trust, and they complain about it, and that's what you hear about. But for the average person that buys their car, they buy it from a salesperson that they trust.
In the comments, they all trust car salesmen.
And that's why they buy the car, because
Someone
they trusted the person
that
they work with, bro.
All right, so Johnny, this is the main point that I'm trying to get to.
Trying to scare me off my block. I ain't going nowhere.
My Sharon said they're doing the same thing at Carvana.
Right, not that it's completely automated. They don't need them. But
Carvana better go out of business.
But real quick, my big thing is that what I'm trying to get you to realize that if Amazon, I haven't researched this, Amazon would be the big fish. Like if Apple was getting to the car sales, you might not worry as much. If like who else? Microsoft, like what other tech? Same difference as Tesla. Amazon's the big fish. Big fish, why? Because of Amazon has the Walmart model, where Walmart put all the mom and pop stores out of business because they didn't care about losing money. Amazon has the exact same model, in which is built into their structure, to which like they make sure that they're quote unquote losing money, that they're indebted, and that's a part of it. Like that's a part of the tax write-off to them, in which in them getting into the car business is scary because of they can leverage the idea that I can sell shit for cheaper. I can put all you motherfuckers out of business, and everybody has to come through me. Because of I can lose the money first to be able to do it. Like that's the part that's actually scary about it, is that Amazon is the big fish.
But I don't think that works in the automotive space with like infrastructure, and I think it's what's that?
That's an Amazon box right there.
Is that a box?
That's an Amazon box.
Amazon box. That's an Amazon box you try to put me in.
No, you was in there already. I just put the tape on.
You just finished taping it up.
Well, nah, because
that was it.
Would you buy a car online 100% right now? You ain't have to talk to nobody.
You talking about right now?
Like 35, like $42,000 electric car, but you couldn't talk to nobody.
We ain't even talking about
right now. We talking about 10
years. The thing is that, to be completely honestly, I actually don't be wanting to talk to the car dealers. I don't want to talk. I mean, I don't want to talk to them because what you're going to try to do. He should have known I wasn't a damn friend. Many times we done had a conversation. Many times we done talked about it.
This nigga always.
Because the thing is that what you trying to convince me of something, and bro, what are you trying? I don't go into car dealerships that way. You know what I mean? I came here to get that one. You don't have to convince me of anything. I already know why I want the car. You know what I mean? I just need you to give me the motherfucker. I ain't trying to talk no long time about nothing. You sit there. What the car dealer do is they'll sit there and make you think that you could possibly get something. Then they run your credit 75 times, bring your score down 200 points.
This is a fact.
And then just for you to go home, just for you to go home, just for you to go home,
you can bring your score down 200
Hold on,
points.
bro. Let me finish my.
Johnny, stop defending. Let everybody talk.
You be there for 3 hours just for them to tell you that you can't get the car.
Long story short, we don't fuck with y'all.
Period.
Hey, that's cool.
He knew this box.
I've been waiting to cut it. Nah, let me stop. I was about to say.
Hey,
but nah, Johnny, is it time to get in some questions? Or where we at with it, Johnny?
No, y'all niggas got me hot, bro.
He said he gonna stand up.
Y'all niggas, like, I don't know,
bro. How did we even get there? We was talking about electric cars.
Is it I don't know. Fuck it. We'll put a bookmark in that. We'll come back.
We ain't leaving nowhere.
I keep on going on that, but I know the fellas got some questions that we want to throw up and get some other opinions on. So I'll move on to that before I have to tell y'all niggas something. But
oh, you say you was gonna
it's already tape on the box, y'all.
Hey, where the chair at, bro? Where the chair? We got to bring the chair for season 4 still.
It's right over there.
Over there.
All right, so hey
right
fellas, I have a really good. I think it's a good question. In which it stemmed from maybe one of the wrapping up episodes of season 3. Yeah, season 3. In which I was speaking about like the Palestine-Israel shit, and I had the question about morality, and can people be moral in spite of religion? And we kind of got hung up there for a little bit. Like we got hung up on religion, and I think that this is going to be like a question in which I know we have like probably 4 different opinions, maybe 5. But I often hear Rail, often hear Tone. Y'all speak about spirituality and not being religious. And I like to ask the question, and I'll throw the question up into the air. And I think it'd be a really good conversation to like break down the differences between a religion, being religious, and being spiritual.
Okay, so
guys, let's hop into
okay,
this.
so first of all,
I got you.
First of all, let me clarify. Like, I believe in Yahusha. Other people call him Jesus. That's like, let me make sure that's wholeheartedly clear. That's what I believe. I'm a believer in Jesus. That I'm a follower of Jesus. That's what I believe in. It's not just like, I don't like to just go with the spirituality thing, because it's a lot of people who use that as an excuse to not try to be right or learn to be righteous or anything like that. That's what I think is the difference between religion and everything. Like with Jesus, when you actually read what the Bible says about what Jesus is asking and everything, it pretty much comes down to there is nothing that we can do to not be sinful. Jesus paid it all, and just by like, God loved us so much that he made a way for it all to be done, for it all to be paid. Even he already knew we was gonna mess up. And I mean, I'm just giving the short form of things, but that's the difference. It's not something I'm doing because, I'm doing this because I'm gonna go to hell if I don't do it. I'm gonna go to heaven if I do this. I'm doing it because of the love that I've experienced. It's not just I'm reading a book and stuff like that. Like, I actually have a faith walk. I actually have a relationship with God that is a daily walk, where he's correcting me on different things. Even when I'm in the wrong, I'm having bad days, good days. It's not just all hunky-dory, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm giving a short form version of things. I'm not trying to get into no sermon.
So I kind of wrote down really quickly, and I guess this would be a good spot to kind of like start it off. And I love to hear agreement, disagreement to this. When it comes down to my, like, how I defined out these 3 things. I kind of took a second to just write down my thoughts. So spirituality, to me, I kind of define spirituality as a belief, an admission or submission to a higher power or cosmic order. That's spirituality. Religious is the practices, way of life, and or belief system based off of the readings or interpretation of a religion's tenets, written and or spoken words and structure. And religion is an organized group of ideas that typically explain how and why we are here, and give guidelines to how we should live, and often govern ourselves as a people in society. Is there agreement and or disagreement to what I said?
To your definitions, I agree.
Yeah.
So
wait, before you
go ahead.
Give me spirituality one more time.
I think for me, spirituality is a belief, and this is parentheses, admission or submission to a higher power or cosmic order. To me, the biggest thing about spirituality is that you don't have to be religious or have a religion to be spiritual.
There's no set of rules.
Yeah, it's no rules. Being religious is typically like you're following the words of a religion, and a religion is like the doctrine.
What and what was your question again? What is?
No, he was asking whether we agree or disagree with the
talking about the
definitions
original
right
question
now.
or that question?
The original question.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to get y'all like want to break down this because it tends to be a conversation that we get stuck on at times. The differences between spirituality, being religious, and a religion. And I guess maybe, well, I'll leave it at that at the moment.
So for me, I think that I'm probably I forget exactly how Tone said it, but it was like
so more religious.
No. I'm not saying that we on the same page, like, because I don't like read the Bible. You know what I mean? I want to get more into it, just so I think that it would be nice to learn more about the Bible and read. You know what I mean? To gather my own understanding of the Bible. For me, and so when I think of spirituality, as I feel, it's more of like just the relationship piece in itself. It's not necessarily. Yeah, just for me, it's the relationship piece. Just talking to God and being thankful and praying for for me, like the main thing that I pray for is the pretty much like sharpness of mind, the ability to become more and more wise. And yeah, so like for me, it's not necessarily it's definitely not religious, because religious is like it's definitely like a
so is your belief system in what you're saying and practicing based off of a text? Because I guess like this is we got hung up on this a little bit last time, where I know that you were saying that you're spiritual, not religious. And I guess to me, my question was more or less, is your spirituality based around a religion? Then I would make it religious, right? Does it come from a religious text? Does it come from like the teachings of Joshua? Does it come from the teachings of the Bible? Does it come from like?
So what it's come from? So okay, of course, like most of us, well, maybe not you, but most Black men were kind of raised in the church. So like when you were younger, your mom was taking you into the church, and you were kind of hearing, you know what I mean, pastors preaching, and you know what I mean. However old you were, maybe you were able to digest some of that, and maybe you weren't old enough to digest any of it. For me, it was like hearing what was being said in the church. Most of it I was not able to digest. My mind wasn't really ready for the information at the time. And as I kind of got older, it was just like me, the idea of like being a righteous person. And I believe that like based in my past, the idea of the righteous person would have been like the image of Jesus. So I would say that it does have some kind of foundation in that. It does have some foundation in it. But then I've kind of like, as I've grown, I've learned and kind of had my own try to develop a relationship with God, as you know what I mean, as I kind of converse and like go back and forth. And for me, my level of like morality, I don't know. So I could say it probably does come from the text, but I haven't read it myself. It's just kind of really is more what feels right, and where am I being pushed, and what is my spirit kind of tugging me to do versus what my flesh wants me to do.
And again, my perspective is an outside looking in. I was raised Muslim, but this is something that I do see a lot within like current day Christians, right?
I'm not Christian though, but go ahead.
But even,
all right, so
even within
let me finish it real quick. In which a bit of this is building up to the question. Like just an observation that, like I said, that I've seen is that there tends to be a struggle with current I guess people, however you want to frame it. Right now, I'm gonna just frame it really broadly as like Christians, people that read the Bible or believe in a lot of the teachings of the Bible, to actually identify with that religion. And this is where we typically I hear a lot that I'm spiritual but not religious, yet are basing a majority of their spirituality off of a religious text. And I don't know, to me, like I said, I think there's such an interesting little space to be at. I'll toss it in there.
No, I got it. I mean, to me, like, I think a lot of people, when they think religious, especially in the country that we're in, religious is Christian. If you're a religious person, that means you're a Christian person. And I don't necessarily like. I try to think of it because I grew up Christian, and there were certain things I agree with, certain things I didn't agree with, and as I got older, a lot of like my righteous mind, like I want to be a righteous person, didn't necessarily come from the text. It came from living experience. I don't want to. What adultery is on the 10 Commandments of one of the big sins. It's like, thou shalt not cover my wife, cover thy neighbor's wife, and thou shalt not be adultery. Those are two of the biggest sins in Christianity, and it goes around cheating. I learned about why cheating is wrong, not necessarily from the Bible, but through actual experience.
Yeah.
I cheated on a motherfucker, and then I learned what comes with cheating on a motherfucker after I actually did it. So a lot of my like righteousness, I consider myself spiritual because it's lived experience, and it's something like Christianity, Islam. None of that could help me when I was dealing with why I was wrong. I was wrong based on like my decisions.
Yeah.
And so like my spirituality and my righteousness, it comes from like what feels right. Feels right to, and I consider that spirituality. When I ask myself, my God, the God, like what's right, and I'm having a conscious what's right, what is the right thing for me to do. I don't ever like consult religious texts to make that decision. It's usually life experiences when I'm looking to make a decision based on right or wrong. Now, when I look at like religious, like I said, we're in America, so when people think religious, they think Christianity. But you could also look at like the world we're living in, Islam. There's Hamas. There's a lot of people like on the opposite.
That's a crazy. Like, why would you do?
Well, no, because
that's a crazy like way to like frame.
Listen to me. Islam. I'm saying it's a lot of people that like. There's a lot of people that grew up Islam that are spiritual.
It's like saying KKK. You know, Christians KKK. I'm just saying that's a crazy way to.
But what I'm saying is
Islam.
like Chris. I'm from South Carolina. Ask my pops. They were burning crosses in some of my people's backyard, like and reading Bibles and burning crosses. So I understand the.
But that's a bastardized version of the religion. That's the point that I'm making.
But people did it in the name of the religion.
Okay, gotcha.
They did it in the name of the religion. A lot of people they flying planes and blowing themselves up in the name of the religion. They're getting their morality, their moral compass, like off the text, and that's where I have a problem with it because Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hindu, there's a lot of bad shit that's been done in the world based off the text of these religions. And that's why I don't consider myself religious, and I consider myself spirituality.
Because what is your spirituality based out of?
But hold on, real quick.
Your
lived experience.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with like Jesus and God, and
it has nothing to do with the text. It has
to
do with
anything
lived experiences. And I know when I did somebody like I've stole stuff from people, and I was seeing when they came back looking for it, and I was like, damn, that's why stealing ain't right.
But that sounds like a weird pivot. And the weird pivot is the fact that like you're just talking about your morality. That has nothing to do with spirituality. You're talking about being a good person.
See, but
and I think that there is a difference.
That's not a weird pivot. That's
no.
Where
Look
spirituality comes.
Look up what spirituality like if you just go with like.
But
the
you just
dictionary
asked him what his own definition is.
But that has nothing to do with like a higher being or order at all.
But to me, I think it depends on where you
I do believe in God, and so I do believe.
But you just said that your version of how you act has nothing to do with God.
With the text, I didn't say it has nothing to do with God.
You didn't talk about talking to God. You didn't talk about like speaking,
praying. I talked about my inner God. I literally said my inner God. And when I'm going to know what's right, and I'm trying to figure out the conscious way to move.
You was over there, bro. You missed a bit of his comments.
I'm referring to my inner God. I'm referring to myself. Inner God, bigger God, but morality.
Like you talking about like yourself, but then all right, go ahead.
But that's where conscious, like spirituality and where else does it come from except within yourself? Because religious comes from the outside with somebody telling you what you should do. But if you're a spiritual person, that comes from within.
Exactly. And it's the idea of like what is it that
I guess I didn't know that. I always thought that like spirituality was based off of the idea of a belief inside a higher power. So I'm just making sure like now
but that belief in the higher power comes from within.
Oh, you said all right, cool. So because of like within has like that's about as close as atheist as you can be. That has nothing to do with the higher power.
I agree.
That has nothing to do with like anything of like I mean, just a basic put higher power. A lot of like, and this is the pushback. And again, like
if
like,
you look at it,
like if you hear a lot, go ahead.
If you look at it in the sense of like, if you're not religious, and like if you look at it in the sense of in a religious sense, then of course, if you believe in yourself, that's atheist. But there's a lot of spirituality where God say you were created in His image. We're copies of like what God is. I think everybody has a little piece of God.
The funny thing is that that's what I was just about to say the same thing.
Thank you.
See, that's why where I was kind of. That's why I was saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this. If that's what you believe, it's okay to be like, I am religious. Because that's still based off of a belief system that's based
what
out
makes
of
what makes the difference. See, what makes the difference is.
But no, I'm taking it just past the Christian religion. Like that's my example. But like I could take that same example from Islam, Judaism. That could come from multiple.
Waiting for a minute.
All right. So truthfully, this is the way I see things. Everybody practices a religion, whether you realize it or not. Whether you call it something or anything, everybody is religious about something, whether you believe that or not. Like where it becomes a different thing with spirituality and having a relationship. My belief in God was not based off of the book by itself. Like the book did help me along the way though, to learn what it is that God, like, and to confirm the stuff that God was telling me. And that's where like the spirituality aspect really comes from for me, because like how I was called to God, or how God came and got me. I was little. I didn't understand everything, but I remember I was 5. It was one day that I went to school and I was just by myself at school, and I felt this presence that was just over me, like calming me, keeping me calm. I was scared. Like I was alone in the school somehow, but I just felt this presence that was calming me and keeping me calm during that time, and that was talking to me. And I didn't understand it at the time. Then when I lost a cousin at the same age, at 5, and he was the same age. He was 5. That's the first funeral I went to. And my grandmother explained to me about God then, and I like that same presence was talking to me and helping me get through that. And then that led to me reading the Bible, which confirmed the stuff that he was saying. So that's
that presence that you're talking about, that wouldn't, like that didn't come from
no, that was not me. I'm not gonna sit there and say that was me. That was God. That was God, bro.
But like, you didn't. But he was talking to you without having read the religion. That's just your relationship.
If you
God.
read, and the thing about it is, if you read the book, it says that he called you. It say this in the book. And a lot
so you don't need a book. He calls everybody, bro, whether you read the book or not.
This is what I'm saying.
He calls everybody.
No, but you don't see that. Like there's a difference. Thank you. There's like a so. Before it was identified as like say God, and he said that you're like somebody told you about God. The feeling that he felt was spirituality in itself. That was prior to knowing. Yes, that was just the pure sense of spirituality. Is the idea that there's a higher power that's guiding me and keeping me safe. I don't know what it is. But as soon as you put context to it, that became religious. And to me,
that's
like,
okay.
Like
right,
everybody's
I'm
religious. There with you.
Everybody's religious about stuff. That's the whole thing.
See, this is the differentiation.
Whether we realize it.
This is the differentiation. So look, I understand what Quintel's trying to do, or what Q's trying to do, and I understand what Tone's trying to do. Tone's really trying to pretty much show where he stands. And so what you're doing is you're using what you know and where he stands to confirm what you're believing. But the thing is that what Johnny's saying is his walk is different than his. Which all of our walks are going to be different. At the end of the day, there's no way to box in how he feels about his spirituality. There's no way to box that in. So there's no right or wrong answer to this. So at the end of the day, I think that and where you were saying that, so let me ask you this. This is just a question. So I understand where you said God created us in his image. And so I believe as well that we are gods. I believe that we are gods because we're in his image and we have the ability to create. Right, so as we are creators, as we were talking about earlier.
What we do.
So let me ask. So is it that do you believe in an outward God as well?
I believe that the reason that I have the feeling that I am a God inside of me is because there of the presence of a bigger power than me. I may not be able to put it in words. We only speak English. It's fucking all these languages. It's all this shit that we don't know in the universe and all of this stuff, I can only put it in the English language. Like
hey Johnny, I got a quick question.
One language. Now let me finish.
Oh no, go ahead.
And so like the feeling that I have inside of me when I feel like is because there's a presence of something else bigger in this universe outside of what I am just like experiencing.
So
here.
you believe that there's a
connection,
God outside of yourself,
a higher power. Yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
so I just,
Before you go there, so because I think that shit, you might actually just be spiritual, right? And I think that that's also cool. So I'll ask you a couple questions, and I think that this will help define some of the lines. In which, so is there a religious text that you base this feeling off of, or is it just something that you feel?
I mean, like I say, growing up, I've read.
I'm not asking about this. I'm just talking about like simply like what you're saying, because you said you feel something inside, something outside,
well,
and then you also just made the statement that you don't know what it is, and
I'm trying to be objective as I can.
I'm not. I guess we wasn't having an objective conversation. Everything that we're speaking about right now is really subjective.
But I'm trying to be because I'm trying to be fair.
How can you talk about your own beliefs?
See, because this is the thing.
Gotcha.
I'm
trying to describe like spirituality versus reality versus religious to like how everybody else perceives it, and I can only go through my perception of it, but like my perception.
And then this is one of the big things is that like this is a type of conversation that most people don't actually have not gone and sit down to really pick apart and answer all of the questions that somebody can come up with to give it a full, thorough answer or how to answer the question. Right. Oftentimes you have the relationship that you have within your walk, and you don't have to answer any questions about that because it's between you and God, you and your relationship. It's not a questionnaire that goes along with it. It's just the feeling and the commitment to the feeling and you know what I mean? And
I agree. So but I think that this is where it becomes a really good thought exercise and conversation.
No, it does, but like that's why I'm trying to because it seems like in these scenarios, a box feels different. A box feels different in this type of scenario.
Well, to me, I wasn't really trying to put anybody in a box. I was just like,
you thought I was in a box?
No. I thought that. No. I was definitely not thinking you were in a box, but it seemed as though that
you was close to a box until you said outwardly. Because when you were just doing the N-word thing, that had. I guess I didn't really understand what that meant, but
I wasn't thinking you was in the box. I was thinking that it was seeming that he was trying to put you in a box, and I don't agree that a box is in this type of conversation.
But I don't think that this has anything to do with boxes being specifically like we're just like defining out.
Let's let Tank go.
Which one do y'all feel that's more important, being spiritual or being religious?
I'd probably say spirituality if I had to like take something.
Well, spirituality is always going to be.
My bad. I'm also not religious, so I'll let that be known.
But I think spirituality is more important because, like, when the religious is telling you to do something that you don't agree with, like I think it's always important to understand, like, no, my spirituality just don't vibe with that. Because there's a lot of people, like I say, religion then drove people to do a whole bunch of fucked up shit in this world. And the only thing that can stop more people from doing it is their spirituality.
So that right there should tell you that it's the moral aspect of it, what you were saying, like, you know, for the moral aspect of the spirituality.
It comes from
within.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So the spirit, oh yeah.
No, we can hear him. We can hear him.
Oh yeah. So you know, religion is a choice. You get what I'm saying? But spirituality is within. It's something that you was raised in, and you know what I mean. They follow you as you go. See, religion is something that you learn over time. It's something that you grow into. Spirituality is who you are. It's just my opinion. You know?
No, that's and I agree.
It's pretty much who you are. Like if you are.
That's what I was saying.
Bad person, you a bad person.
No matter whether you Muslim, whether you Christian,
before we get off, because he said exactly what I wanted to say.
Period.
What I look at that a little bit as morality.
Right or wrong translates between all the religions.
Nah,
but atheists know right or wrong.
And that's righteousness don't, and that's what I want to clarify.
Yeah, but
a lot of people, like everybody talks about being a god and all of this stuff, and that, like, I believe that we are made in God's image, but I think what that calls for is walking in righteousness. And that's what people don't want to talk about. Like he calls us to righteousness. That's what it's like. If we're going to talk about this whole scripture and everything, we made his image to be called upon to righteousness. People not trying to be righteous. People want to be gods and everything, but they don't want to do what it actually takes. And it talks about that in the Bible too, having the ability to be godly, but denying it.
So can you be
and that's
righteous?
What most of us
can
doing.
You be righteous without the Bible? If you've never read the Bible, couldn't you still be a righteous person?
If you have a relationship, if you have a relationship, spirituality,
that is grew up like in one of those countries where the Bible is written and you never saw the Bible, can you still be a righteous person?
I believe God can call anybody. God called people before the Bible was even written.
And see,
so
that's
the thing. That would be spirituality, wouldn't it?
Right. And so, one thing too is that like I thought it was dope what Tone said was that in us going through the idea that he had the spiritual relationship prior to knowing, right? So the thing is, and that to me is the important part. So the relationship comes before reading the text. Otherwise, you don't even know what you're reading.
And the trick part is, if you would have asked me at 10, I didn't believe in the Bible. I didn't believe in the Bible for most of the time that I've been having a relationship with God. I did not believe everything in the Bible. I thought some of it was a lie. Now I'm at a point in my relationship where it's grown to realize that, oh, there's a lot of stuff that I thought was a lie or that was coincidental or that was something that I just didn't understand at the time. And all I needed to do, like God done led me in my research into, okay, look at this. Look at this. Now look at this. Now do you understand? That's where the walk has changed into. So yeah, I was with a lot of the people before, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. They think that just the book does like the book has caused problems because people have used it. It's the same way as a gun. Like if a gun, guns don't kill people. People who are crazy who pick up guns kill people. Like that's what happens. Guns don't just kill people by themselves.
Right. I guess so.
But I have a right. I guess have an issue with guns. If a lot of people are. That's all I'm saying.
But it's not the guns.
No, go ahead.
No. I was gonna let you go.
I was gonna let you get to it. But yeah, I would say that for me, it's a me bringing this up is twofold. And like I said, I'm not religious at all.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in probably a higher power. If I'm like that, and that's where I'll put it at.
So are you atheist or no?
I wouldn't say that I'm atheist. I think that like to me, this is my truest of how I would identify myself. Right. I would say, and this is like word salad and big words and shit. I am more optimistically nihilistic. And the truth would be that I'm probably closer to believe. Right.
Why you look at me, man?
Oh, I don't know.
But it's please define nihilistic. I know what optimism means.
Okay. No. I mean, or I mean, I actually I think that like the better term, and it, again, is word salad.
Just look at me,
and I would say existential nihilism. But
what does nihilism mean?
Like there is doubt in most things, and then again, let me define it. And I would also like stand on the ledge of like, well, never mind. I'll get to that later. But in general, I believe that whatever your belief system is right to you, and that's what matters most. And that's just where I stand at, right? So
you don't believe in a universal right. You don't think there could be a right?
That becomes philosophy. And I think that there are universal rights, but there's not a bunch of them. So we then have to like engage into the conversation. But for me, this ends up being like and again, like, so I can admit like where I stand at. So like, I'm probably like, if I lean some way, because I do believe in like a cosmic order. I do believe inside like whatever you want to name it. I do think that there is laws of the universe in which we all have to abide by to be able to like
bear the fruit of the.
Right. But what I'll say is that I think it's twofold. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being religious specifically, right? And I think that there's there's a piece of the pie where at times, like whatever you believe in, it's okay to believe in it. And if you and if what you believe in ends up being the fact that you are religious, that is okay, right? And like you don't have to like play the game of I'm spiritual and not religious. If you actually like basing what you believe off of religious texts, that is cool. And it's okay to actually accept that. And probably your religion or your belief system will benefit more from that. And you can actually grow and like, you know what I mean, like be ingrained inside whatever that whole little thing is.
So
but at the same time, I think that it is okay not to be. And if you believe inside whatever you believe, like that's cool. And my whole thing is the fact that like I think that it's a weird space to be at, but I think that like it's just like a really interesting spot that we're at in today's time where
I'm gonna kill it.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let you kill me. Go ahead and kill me.
I got a pork sandwich right here. You gonna eat it?
No.
Nigga religious.
Or
no. What is it rooted in? I know you can say I just want to be healthy or something like that.
No, that's not even it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a pork sandwich right there.
Pulled pork. North Carolina
right.
Special.
No, perfect. And if I eat it, I will be sick for 3 days.
Oh, it's probably because you've
guaranteed to happen. What the fuck am I to eat it for?
So let me
like
ask you this.
I didn't grow up eating pork at all.
Okay.
And it's not a reason. It's no reason for me. I don't feel like I need to put myself through shit to.
So you would eat a pork if you wasn't gonna be sick.
I don't have a want to do it. So it's not like I would or wouldn't. I just don't have a want to do it.
Doing, though. I get it. I see.
Oh no, I get it. But my thing is that it's not based off. I also grew up not eating beef. You can eat beef inside the Quran.
That man had I was just trying to see.
But I mean, it's still the idea is still like the same idea of like being raised in the Christian household, being raised in this.
But we didn't eat beef either. You can eat beef inside a Muslim household.
Well, I'm just saying that I would probably say, or I mean, if you were to ask where it comes from,
that's a religious thing.
It still comes. It probably still comes from a religious thing.
I think that
comes from the religion.
So if I'm being like completely honest, my mom in the other room, like I think that it comes from them actually watching like some level of like a documentary about how like these specific animals and like the worms and all the different shit that's within them.
Them not sweating and all that stuff.
I think that was closer to the reason. But they did, translate open.
Let's not alienate the
chat.
The chat either.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk to it. Tell us what the chat been talking about.
Hey, well,
it's been going ham.
Yeah, bro is going.
All right, talk like all right. Give us like a full dissertation what Uncle Timmy just said. Just run it all the way down.
Hey, shout out the man.
Yeah, shout out.
All right, he said if you don't have a personal relationship with God, you're wasting your time with any religion. If a person would just follow the basic or moral of most popular religions, you cannot tell what religion they are if they didn't show it through appearances.
Yep, golden rule. That's golden rule.
Religion is just a thing that man made. Spirituality is in your complete inner being. Then he said the Church of Satan is a religion, which is something. Yeah, they are, and people don't know this, and they practice.
You gotta be Christian to believe in Satan, though.
No, that's not true.
We just have to believe in the Bible. It's a religious text.
What the Bible?
They told slaves the Bible told them to obey their master, and they said, like, keep in mind what he said there. They told slaves the Bible told them to obey their master. They had a slave Bible, and that's what a lot of black people are still mad about today, where they done like totally dismissed it, but they don't understand that was a separate Bible that literally had text taken out, telling the slaves who they were. Or
they left the text that like told you to obey your oppressor. They left that in and took away all the fight for your freedom.
And that ain't even what it said. It said obey your master, but that's another topic. There's a lot of stuff that goes that's on in the Bible where we try to apply it to our culture today, and this was applying to the culture back then. And ironically, see, this is what your mom just said too. Culture plays big role. Like there's a lot of stuff that we don't understand, like that we read in the Bible, and we be like, oh, this was this. We don't know the culture back then or what those people lived under. Those people was living differently than we are. So stuff that looks taboo, that seems taboo then, like to us now, was not taboo then. Like how they was slaying animals and stuff in there. Like when I read that in the Bible, that really like.
And I love to put a bow on it really, really quickly. And this is like I said that I was gonna hit on it, and then
in his pocket, he got the bowls in his pocket every time.
That's cool. But I said that I wanted to touch back on it really, really quickly, in which I think this is probably why I'm pointing this out. And then like I think it's something that we could probably grow from in general, just as people, specifically Black people. So I bring up the term existential nihilism, and I said maybe optimistic nihilism. And on the presentation of that, it was kind of like ha ha ha, right? In which that ends up being like, I think that we've had multiple conversations in which people tend to be they're discouraged per se of maybe like whether it's expressing what they feel, how they feel, XYZ. Not necessarily me, like I really don't care. So it's not that big of a deal. But in general, specifically if something is past something that we have a wheelhouse in, instead of learning about it, we laugh it off. And that's a defense mechanism specifically that you see in black people. And I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out because of you tend to see like it's just a thing. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I'm gonna just say the only reason I laughed, it wasn't because of where you stood. It's just niggas ain't know the word nihilism. It wasn't because
right, but nihilism is not even like a crazy book. I mean, crazy word. But in general,
laughed. I was the one that laughed. So let me go ahead and earn my part out too.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I laughed is because as soon as you said it, Johnny looked right at me. And the thing is, I don't know what the fuck the word means. So he looked at me like, nigga, do you know what he's talking about? And I don't know what the fuck you talking about either. So that's funny.
I get it. But that only plays to the point of what I was making.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
I think that was a good conversation.
It was.
Hey, fella,
Yeah.
look,
it was
look, we'll put a bookmark in there.
Don't bookmark it.
We'll land the plane.
Land these ass.
And we could take off later. But we're gonna land the plane right there. I feel like we got some other questions that we could transition into.
Okay.
And I guess I'll go next. You know what I mean?
All right.
And my question for this week was, why do you think it is that men dodge tough conversations? The tough conversations. And I'll kind of give an example of like when we talked about like how we allow women to feel like they broke up with us, and the woman to feel like she broke up with every boyfriend she was with whole time. Dude be breaking up with her, but he doesn't like to have the tough conversation.
Oh, I know why.
Also giving another example. With two friends, and we've lived this where it's like, okay, two friends can have a disagreement where a conversation up front could have happened to where everything could be ironed out, but we'd rather not have a tough conversation and just see what happens, and then end up, messing a friendship up for a few years that it was unnecessary, where the tough conversation would have been the right thing to do. And just like at your job, you know what I mean? Instead of addressing the manager, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find another job. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave and just find another job and get out of this situation instead of having the tough conversation. You know what I mean? I think that I think that women probably do it too, but we're gonna talk about men.
I know
and
why
why.
men
Why
don't
do you think we dodge the tough conversations?
I know why, because we're not. They don't give us growing up. They don't give us the tools to have tough conversations. As a boy growing up, you're taught to, suppress all your feelings and emotions. And if you have an issue, you're taught to address it aggressively. You're taught to, he don't like you. If he's saying something, hit him. Like we just saw the teacher talking about the kids, and they're hitting other kids, and the mom was like, well, them kids shouldn't have been messing with my kid. Like growing, like we're taught to like defend ourselves. We're taught to, like, somebody don't agree with, we're taught to like attack it with aggressiveness, physical violence, if not bad. Like we're not taught those different, like, I don't know if they're emotional skills, like I don't know what you call them, but we're not taught to sit with our feelings, especially like as men. Because like I've had motherfuckers back in the day, we've had issue. Me and old buddy, I ain't like bro, he ain't like me. We end up fighting one day, getting into a fight, bang, 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 whatever happened.
Sound like you took a L.
We end up being cool. Nah, I put my hands on him. The only thing that happened is bro
you got your ass busted, Paul.
Nah, bro got the last lick on me.
The last one.
The last lick on me.
Was the last one a good one?
Nah, I was curled back. He ain't put me down. I was curled back, ready to hit it, and the motherfucking grabbed my ass.
Somebody was stopping it.
Cause I was gonna put it on his ass. Like it was coming. Like I had curled back. I was gonna put it on him.
The fact that he called it curl back sound like he was gonna take an L.
He hit me. No, I was gonna hit his ass. Well, no, because he was the bully. Like he was way bigger than me and all of that shit.
Oh, you was popping your ass.
No, I had a little knot. He had a knot too, though.
Hey, as long as he had a knot,
we
too,
both
bro.
left with knots. We both got suspended.
What the kids in the class said.
Nobody saw it because it was like a little.
Oh, that's the best one, then.
Like, yeah, it wasn't in front of
y'all. Actually hated each other.
No, I didn't dislike.
When you fighting with nobody around, you hate each other.
Well, no, I didn't dislike this motherfucker, but I remember I called teacher. Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I wanted to get out of class for a couple minutes. We had them 90-minute block shits in high school. I wanted to get out.
Oh, this was in high school too.
And
y'all was just by yourself.
And then I turned the corner and I was like, damn, this nigga. I saw him. This nigga right by the bathroom. I was like, this. I already know.
Got to happen.
I already know he gonna say something. And then I walked that guy. I wasn't gonna not go to the bathroom.
And he was by himself also.
Yeah, we were both in that motherfucker.
He was waiting on you.
No, it was not me specifically. He was cutting class because this nigga ain't never get no grade. Like he was cutting class because he was a fuck up. I was just getting out of class. But we ran into each other. Like, nigga,
what he tried to take from you?
No, he ain't try to take nothing. He called me gay or faggot.
Why he do that?
He called me and then
why he do that?
You already know. I shouldn't have said no. I shouldn't have said the actual
why
word.
Would I?
That's my bad. I shouldn't have said the actual word.
Why would I know why he called you that?
See, you'd have got hit too.
No, I don't know. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy assumption.
You'd have got hit too.
I don't look at you as like a feminine presenting guy, so I don't know why he would call you that.
I don't know why he said this shit. It was crazy to me too. It was crazy, but I was like, hey bro, you better chill the fuck out. And then he said, boop. Nigga.
Oh, he hit you.
No, I hit him first.
Oh,
he hit me back. I hit him again. He hit me back, and then
so what y'all was just trading,
like blow for blow. Like we was just ping.
This
nigga was having an anime fight.
It was kind of like that.
Give me your toughest move. I'll give you my toughest.
But like, it ain't even about this shit happened way back. This shit
it's just funny.
20 years ago. I was like 9th grade. But
yeah,
like,
we was doing some toxic masculinity stuff.
But my thing is, I stood up to bro.
Yeah.
And we had a fight. And I don't even like, but like, we were cool after that. Like bro, because bro lived in the neighborhood right behind mine. Like, we was chilling after that. Like, because like once I hit him, he hit me. It was like it was a mutual respect.
Yeah.
But like we didn't have the tools to come to that mutual respect without hitting each other.
Yeah.
Right.
But like once we hit
my bad. What was the original question?
Why do men dodge the tough conversations?
All right. So how did that relate back to that? Because he just called you gay.
4th grade.
Well, no, because we fought. And we became friends because we didn't have the tools to have a tough conversation.
And that's what we said.
Only thing we were taught was like aggression. And the moment that we both showed aggression, it was respect there.
I know, I get it. I guess I'm asking, what was the tough conversation y'all didn't have that led to the fight?
I don't know what it would. I guess we didn't need to have a tough conversation. But my point was that wasn't my point. My point was,
but you got served. You don't know
I didn't get served. I didn't get served. Hey,
all right.
Hey, bro, name Sean.
No. This nigga naming James Harden right now. Look at. We just got on Drake about that. Don't do it.
Bro will tell you the same shit I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, but we were just joking with you, bro.
Yeah, we just like we was making it look like, and we respect what happened.
I know bro name. I know his brother and them.
Still hunting you today.
They grew up. Nah.
I'm just joking, bro. See, you keep going further, so you keep making it go further. So, in your answer to why men didn't have a tough conversation, you were saying because we didn't grow up with the
tools. We grew up just the bravado, and like that's what we learned respect for each other was like the bravado. Because once me and him stood up to each other, it was a mutual respect.
So let me ask you this: what tool would you have used when he called you gay?
The motherfucking right hook.
You did that though.
This
so what other tool would you?
Right hook. That's what it was.
No, what tool should you use next time if he had called you gay?
Oh, well, I guess that was this right hook. This motherfucking right. This motherfucking right. I ain't had none of them other tools. It was just right.
No, we talking about today, though.
Right hook.
Today.
So today, like you got a whole toolbox. Which tool you gonna pull out this time?
Oh, well, nah, I might not even go to the toolbox. I might go back to that right hook his ass again, bro.
Okay.
All right. Back to serious. This is a serious question that I had, bro. This man's stupid.
Johnny, crazy.
Okay. You got an answer to it?
Yeah. Ask it one more time just so I can get it fresh.
Why do you think it is that men dodge the tough conversations?
I was like, I agree closer to Johnny. He just went a wild way with his example. That like in general, we really don't be having like we didn't grow up like learning and seeing vulnerability. Into which like having tough conversations typically means that like you got to like lay on a sword a little bit.
And they can't cancel me,
They
can't cancel me, They can't. We right here. They can't cancel me.
All right. So, but nonetheless, I think that's typically what it is. I think that in a natural way of like previous socialization, I think there's an intentional effort to make sure that today we socialize our sons a little bit differently. But in previous generations, the socialization has been the fact that like as a guy, specifically things that might make you feel vulnerable, you're supposed to grin and bear it. I think you say, you know what I mean, drink water, drive on. Like there's a bunch of sayings that sit to the notion of that whole entire concept. But in general, like it's not something that specifically we probably seen our fathers do. I know that like my father probably was just like in general, it was just a stoic moment. I think I seen my father cry once, and that was at like his mother's or grandmother's funeral. That's the only time I ever seen, and I only seen like the back of him. Like I didn't see tears come down his eyes, anything like that. So the idea of seeing like a man cry is not something that I specifically ever had a model of.
Yeah.
A man being vulnerable, never had a model of. You know what I mean? So for me, like even individually, that in itself is a journey. Like I said, I think like saying I love you is a journey for me. And there's even like a concept in which like I typically like even right now, and I'm trying my hardest, and this is something that all right. So I guess we'll get into this conversation where with my son, I'm trying my hardest not to pass down. I guess what you would say like I wouldn't. How would you say it? I just say like a generational. Maybe it's a curse. Maybe it's like just is what it is. In which the reason why it's tough for me to say I love you to him is because of I didn't hear that, and that wasn't like a specific thing that was like quoted to me, and so I can see myself. I be just thinking it. We be riding the car like we need to drop him off. Just say I love you, and then be like, all right, son, and that's where I leave it at.
Yeah.
And my thing is that like I have to be intentional about the idea of like don't leave him with that baggage. Don't leave that baggage on him. So like you got to get over like that thing with yourself to just say it. And so like I be forcing myself, and then it be feeling awkward. But I got to break through that spot for myself because of for me like the fact that I didn't see it. I understand that it's not the best thing. Then I have to make sure I do the thing.
You said it. You said it. At this
oh
point?
yeah. Like that's a practice that I'm like trying to be even intentional. And I mean again like even with friends whatever like. I know, like we try to have a practice even here, like say I like, but that's a tough thing for me. Just again, like to mutter out
skip
specifically.
That quick if it's something.
Hey, let me tell you, Q definitely is skipping, and I done paid attention to.
Oh yeah, but again,
I
can like I know where it comes from, and it's something that like for me, it's a thing that I'm just walking my journey and working through. You know what I mean? In which, yeah. So going to that is the fact that there's not specifically in older generations, and again, like this isn't an indictment. I think that's just the way that we were socialized.
Yeah.
And so like I just know better. So my job is to do better.
Right.
And yeah. So for me, that's the answer to the question.
Yeah, no, and you know the crazy thing is that like only reason why I have it easier saying it, and I say it amongst like I told Tank.
Oh yeah, I know you tell you that. I know you tell me that you love me. I already know, and it much appreciated.
No, it's the answer is I love you too.
Oh yeah, you're right. I love you too.
There you go. But so the reason and the thing was like my dad, it was like a really big thing for him. He never got to hear his dad tell him he loved him. And I think he said he died and he was like 24. My grandfather passed when my dad was 24, and that's something that still to this day he'll bring up that he never got to hear his father say he loved him. So I remember him talking to me once he finally said it to me. I remember him telling me how hard it was, and like he was saying, riding in the car and like. I'm gonna say it this time. I'm gonna say it this time. All right, son. Have a good day.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
It's very, very much so difficult for us to get into those vulnerable states.
Facts.
And I think that, and what I was trying to think too is like in the specific scenario where you were breaking up with a woman. So it's not so much of you being vulnerable. It's pretty much you voicing what you want. You see what I'm saying?
But you have to like be vulnerable to say what you're dissatisfied about.
Yeah, but so I guess it's the conversation all together.
Vocalization is vulnerability because once you vocalize it, it can be attacked,
and then make you feel
and
bad.
then it can
and
be
then,
attacked. And then it's like, do we also feel bad for making other people? You know what I mean? Making a woman feel bad is that the reason why we'll just let her break it off instead of us break it off?
And it's the easy route.
Because when
it makes it, I guess it makes it.
But as a guy, it's easier to hear what I did wrong versus
just because you naturally always
me telling somebody, oh, you fucked up here and you fucked up there, and I needed love right here. Like, man, like as a man telling somebody I needed love and you didn't give it to me, that's a vulnerable space to be in as a man, because like how that sound, like how that, but a lot of us guys was in the spot where we needed the love and we didn't.
Your mic.
I'll say every dude has probably been to that, in that place where they feel like they didn't get, or they didn't get. We ain't gonna say they felt like they didn't get what they needed, right? From an emotional standpoint, and especially as we talk about with fathers, our fathers didn't necessarily think that it was necessary. They didn't think that it was necessity for us to get that so that we could become productive, balanced men.
But
and
clearly,
so because before that, they didn't think that being emotionally balanced, that wasn't even a thing. And it's dope that
it couldn't even be an option before. Like for like them being emotionally, it wasn't really an option based on, especially like we talk about our grandparents. Like it wasn't even like an option for them to be emotionally balanced. They were literally just trying to survive. Where we don't necessarily have to take the survival mindset and put that on our kids, because we thriving. There's a difference between thriving and surviving. Are we the richest motherfuckers in the world? Nah, but are we tenfold from what most people go? Absolutely. And I guess.
Yeah, and I think Tone, did you have anything to add to that, or were you kind of
not like how I look at stuff? Like I know me, like the hard conversation for me comes from a few different places. Like if I was looking at like my growing up, like my dad grew up with sisters and my mom grew up with brothers, so that dynamic was already like, and then my dad wasn't in the house, so even but even like being around him in his emotional state, there was this thing of, I know I didn't want to be like that, like, or I felt like I didn't want to be like him. Like that was a big thing, because like my dad, he's fully into his emotions. Like it's like the opposite. Like he's fully into emotions.
Sisters.
Yeah. So it's like he talks about everything. Like everything is a big deal, or everything is this big thing. And it used to just like kind of disgust me to a degree.
Bro,
like,
to learn
dad,
some of these lessons that we talking about now at an earlier, he might not been able to vocalize them or something, but he probably learned a lot of these lessons growing up with women that like we're just now learning because he just had that experience.
Then with my mom, like my mom talks about, it's a lot that we could talk about, but there was also the hard conversations there, because naturally she's a woman, but she's a woman who grew up with all brothers. So there's a layer there of toughness where it's like you being soft if you got feelings about certain things, or if you're talking about these certain things. Like, so it's like you can't like, and that's not all her, because my mom did talk about a lot of stuff, but there was a lot where it's like, you can't, like, I kind of still feel that in my head. Like if I complain about something, then I'm being soft about it. Like it's not no need to be complaining about it. Either do something about it or shut up.
Right.
Like kind of one of them things. So I think that's what happens with a lot. I think that happens with different men. Like different men have different scenarios from growing up that makes things hard to have a conversation about. Like or have the hard conversations about.
Hey, read the comments. What's the comment?
Y'all gonna say I got y'all on the comments too. Every comment ain't gotta go up. But you say that's why something ain't cheap, because they feel like they're not getting in love that they deserve. But in most cases, you get what you pay for, and sometimes you get with the person that don't love you. They might care about you strongly, but they don't love you. And a lot of men need love too. It sounds bad, but it's true. Or you said men cheat, not cheat. That's what he said.
And read the one above that one, and then I'll respond to it real quick.
Can you love too much?
No. Oh. Not him. My mother. Mama Sharon.
It's easy for me to say I love you because I say it all the time.
Oh no, for sure. And I think that I think that there is a difference in the sexes in which like mothers naturally are going to say that a lot. At least that's been my experience. I think that what you parent and model yourself after is going to be like the father figure, and so, which is my dad.
Watch how easy it is for you to tell your daughter. It's a man to male thing. It's a man to man thing.
It is.
I tell my mama I love her. Me and my mama say I love you
all the time.
All the time.
But I'm just saying, like, when it's like children, when you talking about like a child, the scenario with you and your child, it's a man to man thing.
I will say that's one of the benefits I did get from my dad, I guess. Like that's never been a hard thing for me to say. Like as far as like I love you or something like that. I've never had a problem being vulnerable amongst my brothers, or if I feel somebody is my brother or my homies, anything like that. I haven't had a problem saying I love you. That wasn't something that.
Yeah, and I thought it was dope. Like when I met your pops, when he was like when we were leaving, I love you, son. It was something. It sounded natural, and it was like you know what I mean, something that I could tell that he didn't have a problem.
He wasn't the perfect dad, but that was one thing I definitely heard from him a lot, like plenty of times. Whether he like, and I mean, he don't mind. My dad done cried in front of me, everything. So it's like vulnerability wise. That wasn't the hard thing for me. I would say it definitely might have been more my mom's influence.
I'm gonna say that's a certain strength in that too, being able to like show your vulnerability. Because at the end of the day, no matter how tough you look, everybody got that soft spot.
I ain't even gonna fraud. So like, when my grandfather recently passing, and it was a lot for whatever reason. It was like thing going on in the house or whatever. And I remember when I was crying, and I remember not coming in the room. And the first thing I thought about was to straighten, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get this. So this ain't happening, making it seem like this not happening. That was the first thing I thought about, was changing that whole scenario. And then it even clicked in my mind. It's like, let it go, bro. And just let it go. And I remember just sitting there asking me, Daddy, why are you crying? Why are you crying, Daddy? And I couldn't respond, of course, because I'm sitting here like, you know what I mean? But it was, I think that it's very important. I've never seen my dad cry before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very important that, you know what I mean, that we do allow even our daughters to see us cry.
Yeah.
Because it humanizes.
I remember the only time I seen my pops cry. It was one time. It was a death.
Mm-hmm.
It was one specific death. Like I remember hitting that corner, kind of catching bro off guard a little bit. And like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Like
it was a thing. It's crazy to think that when your dad crying, you remember that for the rest of your life.
Like literally,
the one time even if it happened one time, you remember that the rest of your life.
And that seems to be like you know what I mean, a commonality between all of us is the idea.
Like it hit. Like I was sad.
Yeah, I could believe it. If I seen old head crying, I guarantee you that it's going to take me to a different place.
What the?
And I guess so. I'll leave it with, I guess there is an observation that I have had with having a daughter, in which, to me, like almost like the day of, maybe like day after, whatever. Up until now, something that I did, like, and it was really easy for me to recognize with having a daughter in comparison to having a son. And I think that it made it even more apparent. The fact that I had my son first was the fact that in general, we parent, the sex is different, and we specifically parent our sons with our ego as this man. And that's where the hard part comes at, is that parenting your son, it comes with a lot of the ego. And you want him to be tough, you want him to be strong, you want him not to do this, that, and the third, and be all these other different things. Where easily with my daughter, I felt that quick release of like it was just full vulnerability. It don't matter what happened. Like I'm just here and present and just the most loving. And I think that it's also been like a blessing to the idea. Like I can see that to where now it allows me to like be able to push that a little bit more towards towards my son. And
that's a beautiful thing.
No, it's crazy because I'll tell you, that's why I was glad that I had my daughter first, because I already knew if I had my son first, if I had a boy first, I was gonna be OD. I needed to be softened up.
Yeah,
I had to be softened up, and I'm glad because like even still, I'm glad the pod too. I'm glad for the pod too, because the pod helped me to realize that even though I had my daughter first, it still wasn't rolling over the right way. You know what I mean? It wasn't rolling over. So like it's talking through it in Jeff. You know what I mean? Listening to Jeff when he was here on the pod, season 3, and just hearing him talk about it too is like, I'm going to parent them differently, but at the same time, all of this fucking bravado, you know what I mean? And I still push him around and stuff. He ain't but one. He walking real good. I still, you know what I mean? Yeah. Push him around and stuff, but it's still like I make sure I kiss him on his cheek. Kiss him on his forehead,
you got that other side now.
And then you know what really killed it was then like after I start doing these things, he literally like laid his head on me when I hold him for the first time, and it was like that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Like he had literally like the first time he laid, you know, you could hold him, but it's different when he laid his head on you. You know what I mean? Because he's not really a very affectionate, and I think that's probably I'm gonna take that myself.
Oh, he half you.
Yeah, and so like I have to intentionally be more affectionate with him.
So whatever rail don't want to, that's a little rail walking around. Hell.
And I guess I'll finish off my part with, because y'all shared the idea of like the first time you seen your father cry. I think that, to be honest, if I put it inside first person perspective, and I also shared the first time I seen my father cry.
I think we all did.
So I think probably honestly the first and only time my son had seen me cry would be maybe I don't know. I know it maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, but it was a moment, and it was an unexpected moment where I had a friend that I grew up with. Well, you probably know him, but I had a friend, Trez. Trez had passed, and again, like that, like the concept of this happening, like maybe you could see a little bit, but it would still hit because again, like this is a childhood friend who who first taught me how to play drums, and like this is literally the same age, and like the passing of him when I first got it, you know, I'm like, damn, it hits, and then like you just in the room and you just feeling it, and he just walked in, and you know what I mean, like I remember that moment specifically because of. At that moment, you have like that choice, and like you spoke about it, where with your daughter, you had the choice in which, damn, do I like do this and then pretend like ain't nothing happening, or do you just sit there and talk through it and have that real conversation? And I say that at that moment, I chose to have that real conversation and explain the entire thing to him. Yeah, that's the both of me.
Beautiful.
Now we'll go ahead and land the plane with that.
Yeah, what you got, John?
Because I got a couple. Ain't a couple. I got a question. Actually got a meme. Can you go back?
Oh Lord. Hey, listen, this is season 3. Season 4, we giving y'all crazy content. We not gonna we ain't gonna promise that all these episodes gonna be 2.5, almost 3 hours. But for season 4, like this first episode, this the 101.
We ain't
go ahead, Johnny.
With them. Hey, go to my folder. Scroll down a little bit. Let me see which one it is. Right there, right beside the turkey wings.
To the right or left?
Turkey wings.
To the right. To the right. My right.
Oh, right here.
One that says your person.
Your person. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I forgot y'all can't see it at the same time I'm doing. Let's start that over.
Oh, so we
start on OnlyFans.
Oh, I'll probably help you.
What? You would help me.
I'm a good
start it over. You gotta hear it.
Wow. You wouldn't feel. What if I wanted to start on OnlyFans?
Oh, I'll probably help you.
What? You would help me.
I'm a good cameraman.
Wow. You wouldn't feel any type of way of everyone else seeing what's meant to be strictly yours.
No, especially if it's strictly mine. When it's good, you gotta share it, man. Let them see. Wow. I'm a team player, baby.
My life. That is mental. I don't know how any man could accept their partner being naked for everyone to see, and they would be okay with that or comfortable with that.
I'm not insecure, bro. That's what it is. I'm not insecure.
So if you was going to help me with my OnlyFans, would you want compensating?
Of course.
Oh, so you would do it financially for you too?
Yeah. What do you think? What's your opinion on that?
If I'm your person, then it's like I kind of belong to you. Do you know what I mean? So you would kind of be entitled to the money. Kind of belong for each other.
If you're gonna give a guy money, he should be bringing something to the table as well.
He is. He's allowing me to make money through my body that should be not shown publicly? What if I wanted to start an OnlyFans?
This is Johnny, where's your question for this? This is a crazy thing.
What's your question, bro?
My question is,
I got to know.
My question is, if you were married, and it go back to the Joe Smith, Keisha Chavez, and
don't look at me. I don't know who these people are, bro.
I know what you're talking about.
No idea.
You didn't see what happened, but I'm saying if your wife has an OnlyFans, and she pulling in bread, are you entitled to half of that?
Are you entitled? So number one, I'm not for sale. So I'm just gonna answer for myself. Starting out, I'm not for sale. So
his scenario didn't entitle. I mean, it didn't enlist that.
No, but it did because what I'm saying is I'm not for sale, and I wouldn't be with a woman that is for sale.
But he just talking about the money. It's half her money, your money.
It's half of her money, my money.
Ain't gotta be OnlyFans, but the thing is, she making it.
So just say period. It's
Bump that. All her money, my
money,
man. Big pimping around here. What y'all talking about? Because
so
that's what this is.
Half of my wife's money, my money. That's just what your question is?
That OnlyFans money, or
it's got to be OnlyFans money.
Money in general, but the example
you ain't
was
my wife
OnlyFans.
with no OnlyFans shit. You ain't my girlfriend with OnlyFans.
Well, he made your wife like a hypothetical wife, the OnlyFans model.
Okay,
And
so it's half of her money, my money.
$300,000 a year on OnlyFans.
She still ain't my wife or my girlfriend. Okay, but we're gonna hypothetically. If we can get past the fact that she ain't my old lady, let's just say that she is my old lady. Is half of the bread mine? And you saying half of it like she get the bread and then she give me $5 out of the 10.
I'm talking about half, yeah. Like if y'all break up, half, like the same half.
I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. I
Of.
don't believe that half of my wife's money, if she's working, is mine.
Do you believe that half of your money, if you're working, is hers?
Yes.
So why isn't her money half yours?
Because I don't really be caring so much about her money like that. I want her to. I want that like that extra half she got. That's you could just spend it on the family. I don't because if you can't, you shouldn't just tuck it. You know what I mean? I want you to do with the right thing with it. You shouldn't be giving it to me.
On the family,
I want you to spend it on the family.
Y'all?
That doesn't make it half mine though. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make it half mine. I want you to have that in your heart that you.
But then, if she just want to tuck it, it's cool too. Then
no.
How's that not cool then?
It's not cool
because spending it on the family is a y'all thing.
Yeah, but it's not mine. It's the family. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between.
But if y'all won, then
but if y'all married, it's kind of like
it's literally
but it's different than where it's like she owed me the money, give me half of the money, and then
I don't think that's the scenario that ever happened.
That's what he just said. Is half of her money yours? Would you take half of the money? Ain't that what you saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about like her literally just putting half of it in your checking account, or like
giving you half of the bread,
like put towards the things that y'all.
That's what he was saying. She getting he expects to get half.
I didn't
of
get
the money.
that specific. I was saying.
But no relationship ever works that way. Like that's like a crazy.
But he was saying the OnlyFans, he's allowing her to do the OnlyFans so that he can get his half. It's like the trade-off for everybody seeing her body is so that he can get his half.
Making bread,
right?
Yeah,
that was that whole scenario. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to relate it to the scenario.
Yeah, I guess to me that it just makes it way too easy. Like if I'm just saying like. Does she have to give me like half of her check and deposit that into my account and then I accept it? Or am I allowing her to have it and then her put half of that into what we're doing as a family? I think the second one is where the better conversation is. Because if most people, like man or woman, don't like give their partner literally half of it. So that's the easy thing to just say, nah.
Well, that's true, but it should like I mean, if y'all are married and it's a marriage, and like if you was up and y'all broke up and you'd be expected to give half of your bread to her, I think the same should apply if she ends up doing OnlyFans and making a lot of money and y'all break up.
I don't believe
you should get.
Is you giving her half the money from your OnlyFans, Johnny?
Yeah,
you've been making those.
You know he got the OnlyFans.
If we married and we break like
she can get half of that 500 you got.
If I sign that marriage certificate,
she can get half of that 500K.
It ain't just my dick at that point.
Hey, Johnny already got the OnlyFans, so ladies, this your opportunity. Go ahead, Johnny P.
That was my only. I'm just saying because like it seemed like if it was the opposite of the way, like if it was a traditional marriage.
Hey Johnny, can we bullshitting around?
Just babbling right now.
Yeah. Like, can we get into the better conversation? I think the better conversation that I got. I'm talking to you, Johnny.
This man said your topic is trash.
No,
that's what he said. You see that?
No, that's not
disrespect.
That's not what I'm saying. I think that if you allow him to like make you think that.
No.
Yeah.
He said we're gonna stop talking. He wants to have the better conversation aside from your topic. Is what he said.
I think that his question begs another question, and I think that
asked it.
That's why you asked.
Johnny, he wasn't here for the pre-production.
That's why.
That's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
But
makes perfect sense to me. I would have. Yeah, I mean,
but what it begs the question, Johnny P, would you, in any scenario, date an OnlyFans model?
In any scenario,
marry an OnlyFans model. Yes,
you just said date.
I want to flip it because
we're talking about marriage.
All right, so I'll set this up even better.
Trying to get the scapegoat.
Hold on,
he said date. Now he's saying marriage. So
Johnny, let me set it up better. Because you branched this off of Joe Smith. Joe Smith recently was in the news because of his wife started an OnlyFans, and like Joe Smith was a number one pick in the NBA
Is
draft.
he black?
Yeah, he's black. Number one pick in the NBA draft, and she kind of outed him on Instagram because he was like, you know what I mean, upset about the fact that she had a OnlyFans OnlyFans while married that he didn't know about. There is multiple conversations. Yeah, multiple conversations in it. She also was a porn star before they got married.
Crazy.
And I think that's an interesting space to it. In which it asks the question. To me, it asks the question. One would John. All right, so we'll ask this. This is the first good question.
Bro, niggas out here doing anything right now, bro.
Right, but I love to hear Johnny's perspective. First, would you ever marry a previous OnlyFans sex worker? Any woman that's ever had OnlyFans on her jacket.
You talking about like, would I not marry any of the women ever on OnlyFans in the total existence? Like,
you heard what I said, Johnny.
Yeah. You trying to change the question up.
I mean, like old buddy said that, like,
and stand on your truth. I can see. I know what you was about to do. You was about to tiptoe. Stand on your truth.
I mean,
yes or no question.
He taking too long. That means
I'm
yes.
thinking, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm just make sure you give a yes or no. I just want to.
So, Real, let me
yes
ask you that same question. Say it again.
No.
Oh. Tone, what about you?
Hell no, bro.
No circumstances.
No circumstances, bro. No.
If she ever had an OnlyFans,
ever.
I'm cool.
Oh, as you said, ever. If she just ever had an OnlyFans,
if she ever had
left it. No.
I'm gonna say that myself.
I don't need nobody like somebody be able to go look up a video.
All right, so Johnny, obviously you have like a possible. It's a possible, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna completely say no to any chick that.
So you'd be cool if somebody
so
could look up a video of your woman.
So Johnny, what would be a scenario? All right, so let me ask the second question. Second question would be: could your wife, in any circumstance, ever have an OnlyFans?
Nigga Johnny for sale, bro.
I mean,
hey, watch this nigga.
Talk
bro.
to him, Johnny.
Y'all better watch him.
Don't let them niggas shame you. You can do what you want.
I mean,
that's that car salesman in him.
Nah, I mean,
$500K.
It's
half.
If the money right,
Told you he for sale. I told you.
I ain't like.
You gotta deal with her stalkers too. She gonna have stalkers.
You can stand on your own team.
You gotta deal with her
how
stalkers.
many you gonna be watching her DMs? Or like how often you gonna check her DMs?
Johnny might manage it. It's all right, bro.
Shoot, you might have somebody popping outside the window. You know how these people live.
Like
Johnny taking them pictures, taking them videos.
Camera work nice, bro. I was just saying.
That's crazy. You a wild bull on this one, bro.
The camera work.
We're gonna leave you on the ledge by your damn self.
I ain't saying that's ideal.
Your wife
or that's
your
preferred,
wife.
But like,
but your wife
possible.
I mean, man,
500, bro.
Not
Talk to
just some
him.
girl, bro. Your wife, bro.
All right, so now
It's
let me.
a tough one. That's why I asked you. It's a tough one.
So now, Johnny, I got an even better question.
The
I got an even better
the
question.
answer is I don't know. I don't.
Well, saying I don't know means that yes, with the right scenario.
So that's exactly what that
so
means.
let me ask you this next question. I think that this is a better way to even build it further. What is the minimum that she has to make for her to be an OnlyFans candidate?
Like
in a marriage.
Like, yeah, you can't be on OnlyFans making $25 a month.
No, so I'm just asking the
What's
minimum.
the minimum?
What's the basement?
6 figures. Like,
Okay, so just 100K. She tap into 100K.
You gotta be bringing, you gotta.
You will think about shorty that make 100K on OnlyFans.
Bro, that's a whack ass shit, bro. You know, 100K, that's not high enough, bro. In order to, because
Don't
you
let
can
them
make
say that to you,
100K
Johnny.
doing.
If that's what you feel,
What
that's
do you
good enough
mean?
money.
She need to be making
that's good
real
enough money
bread,
for you,
bro.
Johnny.
100K.
So what's the number? 200K.
You're the worst, bro.
Bro, she gotta leave. Bro, you
400K.
gotta be making, which I'm not considering it, but for I'm trying to help your minimum out, bro, because I need to help you with your thinking, your processing of this thing.
But Johnny,
100K.
honestly, if 75 or 100K work for you,
75K, bro.
like that's a solid money. Like that's gas.
Nah.
It's like you like good fruit snacks.
You better take your ass. The Bank of America. I ain't trying to. This
Johnny
worth
like
no
name
75K,
brand.
Well, yeah, nah,
bro.
like it
Johnny
gotta
like
be
name brand.
It gotta be more. I do like name brand.
Hey, don't let them take you off your soapbox, Johnny.
That's crazy.
No, I'm thinking.
Stand your ground,
I'm
bro.
thinking.
75,000.
Bro,
75,000.
I don't have a heel on this. I asked a question. The reason
know,
you
we
ask
just picking your brains right now.
is because you guys want answers. Now you guys want me to answer my.
So 100K is
my
is
bad.
the
All right,
minimum.
I'm gonna give you some time. Hey, Tone, what is the minimum that your lady have to make for her to be a possible OnlyFans actress? And again, mind you, you could be the one in the video, but be an OnlyFans actress. What is the minimum?
Bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not for sale, bro. I'm not with like that on that level of things. I'm not for sale,
ain't
bro.
for sale.
Nope.
Real.
Right here, you know what my answer is, bro. Just remaining the same.
And Johnny
It's a
B.
negatory.
No, Johnny, you actually can't leave right now. This whole
Hey, that's
conversation.
like the old girl talking about we 40.
Hey, hold on, bro. Give me 2
Johnny
seconds.
say he 40, bro. What are you trying? What kind of conversation are you trying to have, bro?
All right, so
40.
as y'all seen, Johnny P has made his exit. He'll be back, but the conversation got a little too hot for him.
That's
So
crazy, bro.
in the meantime, let's read some of the comments.
So would you marry a woman? Would you marry a woman who had plastic surgery but she didn't tell you, and you had unattractive children and she didn't tell you until the troll babies was born?
Not the troll babies, bro.
He said,
and what would you do? Stay or go?
Oh Lord. Hey,
crazy.
you know, actually, there was a scenario in which this happened. I think it was in China, in which there was like an Asian lady who had massive plastic surgery, and the guy didn't know. And then she kept popping out troll babies. And then I think that he sued and he won. Whatever, like he sued. I don't know if he sued for divorce or he sued for whatever. But he actually won off the idea of deception because all his kids came out looking crazy.
Hey, y'all got to think about that too. These women, they got to think about that, bro. You doing all of this stuff to yourself. You may look like this, but your kids, they ain't even gonna look like you.
What the BBL make the babies look like?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. At this point, like looking at women, I'm looking for the ones who ain't got like they got the natural hair. Like you coming out in some sweatpants, no makeup, and dog on the bun in your head. That right
Yeah, because everything about suspect at this point. Bro. Everything's about suspect at this point.
All right, but hey, Johnny's
Let's
back.
get back to Johnny.
So Johnny, the minimum. What is your minimum?
Your basement.
Basement.
I can change my answer, bro. Like I can clearly change my answer. Like y'all niggas trying to put me in a box.
No, ain't no boxes involved, bro. It's
Literally just asking questions based off the question you asked.
You the only one down, so we got to know. Matter of fact, just to clarify, Quint, what's your minimum?
Oh, I ain't got a minimum. I ain't really interested inside OnlyFans workers.
Okay, just making sure. So Johnny, the only one for sale.
Nah, I done changed my mind. I ain't interested no more.
Nah,
hell no. We ain't letting you go there, bro.
I ain't interested.
No,
it was a question.
Nah,
I had a question.
Nah,
It was literally a question. I seen the shit. I had a question. I ain't married. I ain't.
First, how you gonna go from 100 to 9? I ain't accepting it at all.
Because y'all niggas said 100 wasn't enough. So
it don't matter.
No matter what we think.
Niggas stand on your
we
own.
talking about your personal life.
Ain't enough. I might not.
Johnny, you a spicy boy.
No,
like
I ain't that. I ain't
they
that
call him
spicy.
Freaky Johnny,
ain't
and
that-
Johnny like BDSM and all that other shit. What?
I
How? Never mind.
I ain't that spicy. I ain't that spicy. I didn't take like I say. I asked the question. I posed the question.
So what?
I seen like if you and my question was, do you deserve half?
No, but we already passed that part.
And then my question, would I marry one with a link already in the joint? Nah, probably not.
But you said you. But how get
But what if she
changed
like
your
really bad
life?
and she making a bunch of money?
I wouldn't marry a woman.
And then she said that like it's only gonna be you on her OnlyFans.
Like I wouldn't
you
marry
the
a
one
woman
popping
just because she was really
Y'all gonna
bad
be loyalty and royalty
and made a lot of money. Like me marrying a woman would be based on the chemistry that we had. And
But what if the chemistry fire?
I had to think about it.
All right, that's good.
I'd have to think about it.
All right.
And like I say, this is why we have questions on the podcast.
Yeah, we
niggas
we was asking questions and listening to answers.
I don't have to have an answer for nothing. Like y'all act like we gotta
Wait
have
for an answer, bro.
Hey,
Everybody else got an answer.
Unc say stay on your pimp game, Johnny. Don't square off with
Hey, Johnny trying to keep his options open, bro. Everywhere. He trying to explain.
I'm just saying, I don't
everything.
know. Like,
Johnny, is it?
It was a question. I was asking the married motherfuckers in this motherfucker, but like, okay,
What does that mean, bro?
I see.
Johnny,
I see where y'all stand, and I'm gonna take that in consideration. I'm gonna make my notes. I'm gonna like, all right, so real it is.
Oh, you ain't got it, bro.
Do I agree with human trafficking?
Take
That's
my
what you was
note.
asking.
Whoa! This ain't got
Is sex work human trafficking?
no.
Oh, okay, I ain't know.
No. I mean, some of it is, but not all of it. So let me keep it fair.
So Lane is my plane.
All of it ain't. Yeah, that was a wild one. That was a rough one to start out the season. But I'm gonna put a pin in that.
We dropping the what do you mean the pin? No, this is it.
I'm putting a pin in the topic, and I'm gonna move forward to the outro.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell them if y'all want more, follow us on Facebook. This is live on Facebook right now.
Right now.
Instagram, TikTok. We on Threads. If y'all got opinions, we gonna put polls out there. Let us know.
And shoot us some memes. Shoot us some memes.
All of that. Like, let us know what y'all rocking with. We want to interact. If you still watching, hit the bell down there, hit the like button, hit the notification button, subscribe. We got a lot more content coming up for season 4.
Guests, plenty guests.
Hey, we booked out.
That is a fact.
We booked out
So
to
about March.
About March. Like if you want to come on the show, we'll get you on, but gotta work with us. We booked out
every other week.
Season 4 coming to you live and direct.
Season 4. What is
4? Hey, throw them up. Throw them up. Throw them up.
We got to represent.
Oh yeah. I am your host, Johnny P.
Old head real.
It's Q.
And we out.